Hello, everybody. Welcome along to
Hi.
Ultra
I thought you
Mega.
were trolling for a second.
Yeah. You are most welcome along to the final game of tonight here at D8 Dungeon Drive. This is Ultra Mega Radical Totally Metal Laser Palooza 5000. So if you add 1,000 or anything to the end of it, you know it's always extra cool. So we added 5 1,000s. So it's 5 times cooler. I say here while I'm wearing this shite on my head, and yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, cool. I'm also I had to go home to be able to run the stream, and I'm actually at home in my old bedroom that my mom dumped all my stuff out of and converted it into the guest room. So
Oh, gross.
fun times at home.
The replacement room.
Yes. We are so excited. Well, I am. I say we. They all might be hating this. They might be like very upset about playing. So we are playing Sexy Battle Wizards, a one-page TTRPG by Grant Howitt. And if you have been following D8Dungeon on Twitch for the last while, you know that we're big fans of Grant Howitt here. Fiona and I, in particular, are huge fans of Grant Howitt's.
I'm sorry, Grant.
Mr. Howitt, if you're in chat tonight, I apologize like I do every time we run one of your games where we butcher it. But this is for charity, so it's totally fine. As Fiona already mentioned at the very, very start. We are here to help raise funds for Planned Parenthood, and I'm comfortable speaking on behalf of everybody at D8 Dungeon when we say we fully support reproductive rights for everybody. And it was important for us this year with D8 Dungeon Drive that we put our support behind our friends stateside. And given the news there in early June. So hence our charity this evening and tomorrow, because there's a whole day of games planned for tomorrow as well, with the goal to raise $1,000. Now we're at 630, which is insane. We're 63% of the way to our goal on and it's the last game on the first night. So thank you so much to everybody who has participated in the stream so far, the DMs, the players, for everyone who's been able to donate. We're so grateful for that, and I know the team at Planned Parenthood are very, very grateful for the support that they're getting. I would just say that if you're not in a position to donate, don't worry about it at all. If you can, we would appreciate a share, a retweet, and like that to help spread the word about the event. But I think I've said my piece. The only thing I have to put in is that our stream started with Ben from Homebrew Quest with Merit. Yay. Remember that one time at summer camp? And you just watched Neil from Fey Ert with Adventure in the Alps. But Ben incentivized his game. And if you donated $3, a critter would show up and help out the players. And I figured in the spirit of that I would do something similar for tonight's game. And you have 3 tiers that you can choose from with this. I really hope Sexy Wild Magic. I might have been Wild Sexy Magic. I'm not really sure what I put in last night. I was very tired, but there you go. It's one of those. It's Wild Sexy Magic.
Wild Sexy Magic.
So if you donate $5 today in the comment section, you can give a dose of confidence to one of our wizards, and they're going to introduce themselves very, very soon. If you donate $10, I will roll a D100 live on screen, and a random spell will go off, and it could kill a player. I meant to say character. It could kill a character.
Why did you look at me when you said that?
It's gonna kill Avery first. So
wishful thinking.
Hang on, I'll just pay £100 now.
Rude.
So if you donate $10 and you want to cast some wild magic, throw those in. And lastly, just as an extra incentive, if you donate $25 or more over the next 3 hours, I will be running a one shot later on in the year for for 4 players the first 4 people donate $25 tonight, and I will be running a limited one shot. And yeah, that's it from me. I'll introduce myself at the very end because I've just done a lot of talking, but I think it's over to our players, and we're going to start with Emily, our extra special guest. Everyone's special this evening, but Emily's like our extra special guest.
Sorry, I just got clawed in the process of that introduction, which is that's how this game starts.
Yeah.
Very sexy.
Yeah, I'm super. Yeah, very sexy, very battle. Not so much wizard. I am incredibly unimportant, but if you care enough to look into me, I'm Emily. I'm from a group on Twitch called Fate Script. It's twitch.tv/Veneselda, where we play Dungeons and Dragons every every Tuesday at 6:45 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and we talk a lot of shit, and that's about it.
Yay! Tell everyone what time it is for you now, Emily.
6:51 a.m.
That's dedication. A gigantic cauldron
Cup of
of coffee.
That's me though. Someone else talk.
Sam? Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sam.
Me? Oh, hi. I'm Sam, and I am Nate on Romancing the Dungeon. Yep. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I thought more people were gonna go.
What? And you're gonna ride on their coattails, was it?
Tell us
Pretty
about
much.
your character,
I mean,
Sam.
I've been doing it the last 2 years. Sorry.
Tell us about your character.
About my character. Oh, yeah. So today I'll be playing Quincy Sheen.
That's all we're getting.
That's all you're getting so far.
Is that good?
You're good. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good. Fiona.
Hi, I'm Fiona, guys. I play Nora on Rise of the Forsaken on D8Dungeon and some other shit that we do. And here I am, wearing more makeup than I've ever worn in the entire year, and it's for a stream because I have no social life. So, yay.
And you support charity.
And I support charity.
Yes.
Go charity.
Can't forget that.
And T.
I'm T. I play Grace in Saving Grace, and I play a few other games as well. Just really excited to be doing this because I too have no social life. So this
and
is
charity.
my...
I'm just gonna again. It sounds like you've all been forced to play.
Oh no, absolutely no. It's for the charity, 100%. Charity for sure. But you wouldn't have caught me otherwise.
See, the thing is, I have a social life. I thought the charity thing was hanging out with you guys.
Oh.
How dare you?
Where is my fan? I need to catch this anger.
You're a
Is there
monster.
another-
Asshole.
Yeah.
Can we kill him? Can
Yes.
we start the game?
We're all gunning for you now.
Okay. So you've met our players. You've been briefly introduced to some of their characters.
None of them really.
Very, very quickly, my name is Declan. I am I'm one of the creators of D8Dungeon. I'm the DM for Romancing the Dungeon, Rise of the Forsaken, and Saving Grace. And I just have control issues. I'll just get that out there now. It's nothing about being the forever DM. I just like controlling people. And I mean, it never works out, obviously, because if you've watched any of the games or listened to any of the games, you know it never works out for my favor. Tonight, as I said, we are playing Sexy Battle Wizards, and this is a very very fun game. Otherwise, we wouldn't be playing it. That'd just be weird. The cloak will be coming on. I have the cloak. Chatter asking, giving out. I really don't want to put it on because it's really warm in this bed. Speaking of control, yeah, thanks, Homebrew Show. Thanks so much. Thanks. Love you too. So in the spirit of things, I'm going to take these off because I did say I'd put this stupid cloak on, and I hate you so much, Fiona.
Yay!
You know what?
That was a present for you. That was a heartfelt present.
It was, yeah.
It was acquired with love.
It was acquired from Wish, I think.
You're being very ungrateful,
Budget
Declan.
friendly love.
Incredibly ungrateful.
Yeah, it's just budget friendly love.
Yeah.
In this
Is there any
economy,
other
it's all we
kind?
can afford.
That's not even the hood.
I do like the current outfit though. Like it's giving douchebag at the bar that spills his drink on you to like think it's a cute pickup line, but in fact you just get really angry and sticky.
I was going for like straight guy. That's the straightest I think I've ever dressed.
You're going for a festival, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Hot.
Do I have to wear the hood because it's really rustly?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
You can wear it for 5 minutes, and then I'll allow you to take it down
Okay.
if you donate $10.
I donated 100.
I don't believe
You were very quiet there for a second. I did.
There's a Declan D. Anyone could have written that.
Oh, anyone could have written that. Yeah.
If someone donates €50 now, we'll put on a Parker jacket on top of it.
I don't think I have one of those. Okay. Oh my god, I look like Peg Sayers.
Additional layers, just 25 euros. I keep going to say dollars, and like it'll just keep stacking layers, one on top of the other.
Yeah, he's gonna be walking out of the room like this.
Yeah.
Michelin Man.
I already am the Michelin Man.
Oh no, baby, no.
I'm Stay Puff.
Never.
Oh, I just realized I was just homophobic towards myself.
Oh. Don't you dare.
Okay. So, as I've said, we are playing... oh my god, I look terrible. Thanks so much. I literally look deranged. We are playing Sexy Battle Wizards. It's a very, very neat and tidy system where our wizards... you don't set a difficulty for a roll. They have 3 stats. Each of the players has already kind of established where their strengths may lie. They might be strong in sexy. They might be strong in battle, or they might be strong in wizard. So they have a 3, 2, and a 1 stat that they can add to any of those 3. And from there, then our players will roll according to what stat they're using that number of d6. On a 4, what they're aiming for will happen, but there might be some sort of it'll be a standard result. It won't be anything totally spectacular. On a 5, it'll be totally cool, and they'll get like a really cool impact. On a 6, yes, it's sort of a big deal to roll a 6. So you can, over the course of the game, boost that by donating $5. And you can give it to a wizard of your choice. I donated 100, just to spite the 4 of you. You are not getting anything from that 100. You all made me wear a cloak. I am very cross.
I woke up at 5:30. How dare you?
5:30, Declan.
Okay, you can have 20 d6 to add to your pool.
I give them to everyone else except myself.
Yes, sorry, I just see in chat there from Azukbai, moderate Obi-Wan vibes. Yeah, Obi-Wan's gay cousin, probably. Obi-Hun.
Behave.
Oh, very good.
Anyway, our misadventure begins because as a sexy battle wizard, nobody actually wants you anywhere. You just show up, you do some stuff. Not everybody's usually happy about it. And our illustrious angles, Avery, Eris, Carmen, and Quincy, have been summoned to the office of Charles, their agency's leader, a enigmatic figure who's never really shown themselves. They're usually obfuscated by something, be it some arcane mist, a stack of boxes, a precisely placed bookcase that just completely and totally removes them from their eyeline. In the office, the 4 of you find yourselves sat around, really awkwardly around some egg-shaped chairs. They're just, they look nice when you went to buy them that time, and then you're like, how do you sit into this? How do you get comfortable in this chair? There's no sign of Charles whatsoever. The 4 of you are set in a semicircle. You can all see each other. And Avery, when everyone looks at you, what do they see?
Well, when everyone looks at me, they see, first of all, my really cool silver leather jacket. I'm part of the school of hyperdimensional splendor, which is like totally the best school. We like experiment with shapes that shouldn't exist. We visit other dimensions and take things from them, like my jacket. It's so cool. My friend tried it on once and he started screaming and just never stopped. Hey, Brad. Hope you got the lozenges I sent. Welcome. So Avery wears this jacket all the time, but apart from that, she just wears black because she wants everyone to see the jacket. But she knows that they're going to be going to a totally rad, cool festival. So she's got these really lovely gemstones on her face that are super, really expensive. Like they look so expensive, I'm sure you can see. And they're totally not going to give her face a reaction. And she enjoys wearing, she channels like 90s vibes. So she's got like the blue eyeshadow going on. She's super cool. And she's really friendly. Her hobbies include going dancing with the girls, making pumpkin spice lattes her entire personality come autumn, and doing favors for this chick with a smoking hot bod from Dimension X. She like talks to me a lot, like in here. And she asked me to do some pretty questionable stuff sometimes, but like I do it anyway because she's totally fucking gorgeous.
So I'm just going to briefly cut across before we move to Eris, because we've actually had a donation from Hiwi for
Hiwi.
2 D100 rolls against Avery. It explicitly said, and I'm reading this out because Hiwi can't watch the stream right now, but they reached out and they said, I can't watch the stream right now, but make sure something terrible happens to Fiona's character. So I'm going to roll.
Hiwi, I hate you.
I'm going to roll the first
Thank you for
one.
the donation.
That's a 67. And I'll roll the second one.
This is so cruel.
And it's just a 7. So a 7 and a 67. Okay.
Okay.
And
How do we sue?
on those, we'll go with the 67 first. On a 67,
So impressed.
you are frightened by the nearest creature until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
So
100% Sam.
yeah, you're 100% terrified of Quincy. He's new. Quincy's new to the agency.
Ew.
And
He's
you
not from our
don't do well.
school.
Yeah. You don't do
You
well
don't
with
even
new
go
people.
here.
And on a 7, you cast Fireball on yourself.
Die.
So I'll just briefly paint the scene for everybody. Avery.
Okay, everybody, that's the end of the stream. Thanks for donating.
Done, just roasted.
Welcome to Roasted Hell, baby. You're all kind of Avery is just kind of standing there, kind of half flexing a jacket. Her arms seem a little bit stiff in it. It's a bit odd. Wonder what
Can't
that's
go higher
about.
than here.
And when all of a sudden Avery's eyes lock on Quincy, and uncomfortable around new people, or Avery's a bit
Ew.
shy.
Avery's grody.
She just
No,
immediately holds out her hands in sort of like defense of what she's witnessing because she doesn't know how to deal with it. Magic erupts all around her, and she erupts into a ball of flame. Explodes, destroying the chair where she was sitting as well.
It's
And
gross.
a moment or two later, there's a knock at the door, and as the ashes fall and kind of land in a neat little pile where Avery and her chair once sat, with a knock on the door, it opens, and Avery walks in, looking a little singed, but totally fine.
Hi, guys. I don't have a chair now. Will one of you get up, please?
No.
And
Okay.
Avery, when you ask, Eris is the first to immediately respond. And what does everybody see when you speak, Eris?
They see a not too tall, femme presenting person with killer like Grace Jones, Mila Djokovic, all the models, bone structure, beautiful body, yada yada, curves everywhere, also muscle, jacked, toned, all of the sexy things and also a bit squishy and soft, and
Alright.
you know, and I smell really good. Probably something like a mixture of like vanilla and vodka.
Oh,
And
Wow.
yeah, and straps galore everywhere, and the biggest fuck off boots to make up for the lack of height.
amazing.
Love that.
Love
Um,
it.
and Eris, as you spit at no dryly at Avery, Carmen, how do you react, and what does everybody see?
I have the most apathetic look on my face you've ever seen in your life. Like nothing has bothered me in this moment. In fact, I look somewhat impressed from that, only from where the chair once was, and that we've managed to destroy one already. Not that she's reappeared, just that thank God this chair is gone. You would see when you look at Carmen, she has long pink, like bubblegum hair. She's got like a bright pink studded leather jacket on, and like black pants and like little pink boots. Very, very like pink vibes is the go, but like consistent apathy and uncaring on her face.
Ooh.
Like if Daria only wore pink, that's
Oh my
exactly
God.
what you say.
A Daria Barbie.
Yes.
Fab. As the as the two of you sat there staring apathetically towards Avery, your attention is drawn. And sorry, Sam, I've been told for you to raise your seat a little bit so people can see your fancy dicky bow. There we go. The three
I
of
made
you-
it.
He did made it. He did make it. Everybody, he did made it. Jesus, no more juice for Declan. The three of you turn to the stranger amongst you, and sat there rather sheepishly, but with a little bit of air of confidence around him, like kind of a stink of confidence, someone would say. And a rather flashy, if not homemade, dicky bow. All of you see Quincy set there. And what do we see, Quincy?
So Quincy is a short king. He is a strapping 4'2", and quite like petite and small, and like he's sort of sitting there like cross-legged, sort of book open in one hand, sort of just like flicking through it, fixing his glasses a little bit, pops the book down, checks the little tie, and he turns and he says, "Hello."
Mm.
Ew, barf. Who are
Eris,
you?
yeah, Eris is going to like swirl a pen in Quincy's general direction. Like, what is all of this?
This, my dear, this is Quincy Sheen.
This is disappointing.
You say that like it explains anything.
Well, my dear, I don't quite know what tableau is set before me. Are you right, Fiona?
I'm okay.
I'm sorry. Something had to come off. I was sweating.
Oh my god, Dave.
My-
You can take down the hood. Take down the hood. I can't cope.
Okay, thanks.
But you have to put your thing back on. Put your
Oh,
shitty
jeez.
douchey headband back on. please.
Jesus. It was literally like a sauna. I actually couldn't breathe. My head is literally...
Just drape it over you,
Yeah, I bet this is... Yeah, okay.
or wear it around your neck like we did back in the day.
Back in the day.
Back in the day when we were young.
Go.
Lads, I'm literally... Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Okay. I have to get my douche rag back
Trying
on.
not to choke up my coffee every time I sip.
Rag.
Redouche yourself, pleh.
Douche it up.
We can't continue this stream until you're sufficiently douched.
Yeah. Oh my god, Declan is so hot. Oh baby.
Wow.
I think
Wow.
that's
Look, yeah.
Yeah, okay. There you go. Oh, I can breathe again. Thank God I can breathe again. Yeah, the four of you are set there, and the Avery, Eris, and Carmen, as Charles's angles, you have your chemistry. You're a thruple. You're a trio. You're three independent femme presenting people. None of you can understand what energy other than you, Quincy's bringing to this. And as you sit there, sort of remunerating over just what in the heck is going on, there's a soft clearing of a throat, just and you hear something sliding behind you. And there's a portrait of an elderly woman set there, but the mouth has been kind of moved, and you see the rather dusty, fuzzy lips. It's a beard. I don't know why I said fuzzy lips. It's just.
Description's already out the window.
You're welcome. You see a mouth with
beautiful.
a beard. Okay, you see a mouth with a beard. I could have just gone with that.
What colour's the beard?
Ginger.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay.
Good morning, Angles.
Good morning, Charles.
Hey!
What did you just say?
Eris is just going to like roll their eyes beneath their sunglasses. Like, honestly, there's no style in this room whatsoever.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, I said the quiet part out loud. Sorry. I've been working on that with my therapist. I apologize. Quincy.
Charles, who's this janky weirdo? And she's gonna just point at Quincy.
And
Can we kill him?
That's Carmen. And he just.
Oh!
Rude! No, the freak with the bow tie.
Oh. Angles, allow me to introduce you to your new handler.
Ew, don't handle me. Gross.
No, not a physical handler, more of a sort of.
But why?
Oh, well, the ratings came back, and our audience feedback suggested that a male was needed as part of your adventures, and we just supplanted him
The
into.
audience is full of shit. They are absolutely full of shit. And I don't think that we need him, nor do I think he could handle any of us. Like I think
Fact.
we could probably kill him very quickly.
Fact.
Oh, for sure.
Fair point, Carmen. Thankfully, Professor Quincy Sheen isn't so much the body as you might have guessed. And the mouth makes a bit of a smirk. He is the brains. Not that the three of you don't have brains, but look at him.
Seems like what you're insinuating, but that's fine.
Again, our demographic is very particular about.
But we are all essentially geniuses in some field or another.
That's correct.
Why do we
Eris.
need-
Why do we
Fabiola,
need,
we don't
why
need
do we
him.
need a man? Exactly.
We're trying to appeal to the new audience, one that's often overlooked. Cis hetero male.
Stop it.
Now,
I've never heard of this species, and I think they should be eradicated from the earth.
I think an attempt has been made.
Angles, we have to get down to business. There's a very, very serious matter. I assume at least three of you, no offense, Professor Quincy, having social lives, have heard of the ultra mega radical totally metal laser Palooza 5000 festival.
Oh yeah, it's only the hottest festival of the entire year. If you're not there, you're no one.
Well,
OMG, Charles, are we going?
you are going, Angles, and it's going to get a lot hotter.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
fuck yeah!
And
My
by
Quincy has
hotter,
to come.
It's gonna be
I mean
amazing.
possibly destroyed and flattened and eradicated from the face of
Woo!
the city.
Ooh.
And that's
Carmen, you're
where,
gonna have
What
so much
else has
fun.
happened?
Oh, Carmen, you're gonna love it there. It's totally your scene. Come on,
Yes.
Carmen.
Doesn't
Yeah,
sound
punch
like
Carmen on the
my.
shoulder.
I'm just gonna like look as if it didn't bother me. And then I'm gonna say, I like that you set things on fire.
She set
Oh,
herself on
girl.
fire.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to be appreciated.
Eris is just going to look at the two of them and then kind of look at Quincy with a sorry look on their face, like,
Angles, if I could have your attention for literally 3 seconds.
yes.
Oh, come on, Charles.
1, 2,
Our
3.
problem, and this is the task that the three of you, plus Professor Quincy Sheen, have been tasked with. You must insert yourselves in the festival. Make your way
Woo.
backstage, underground,
Ooh.
and dismantle the sound system.
But
Why
then,
backstage?
what?
Then we'd miss the festival.
That's lame.
If you don't, Eris, there'll be no festival to miss in future years.
But what if we arrive what if we go there like campers? We blend in and then we hear about all the talks because we're bound to stumble upon someone with a gobby mouth who's going to be spilling some beans they're not supposed to be spilling. And
Oh my
then
god, Eris, we love a gobby mouth.
I know you do. We all know you do. Except Quincy, you'll find out soon enough though. Yeah.
The matter of the problem, Angles, is that the festival grounds take place on an ancient and arcane site.
Ooh.
Now a vacant parking lot. But I digress. Beneath the tarmac asphalt of the semi-vacant parking lot, there lies an ancient behemoth that, if it is disturbed by the bodacious tunage of the ultra-radical, totally metal laser Palooza 5000 festival, it will awaken and destroy everything within the entire
Okay, but hear me
city.
out. Hear me out. We get Quincy to invite all of his friends, if he has any. Stand in the parking lot, and we leave.
Oh, Carmen. Okay, we don't know him. I know, he has a certain odor about him
Ew.
and a funk of some sort, but we
I'll have you know that's 1 million by Paco Rabanne.
Oh, honey, that's so dated. But like you, so I suppose it makes sense. I'm Carmen.
Jupe?
Oh,
No,
It's okay,
Eris, it's
we'll
Link's
sort you
Africa.
Ugh.
It's my favorite.
Oh my god,
I hate this
I'm
place.
having flashbacks. Terrible, terrible flashbacks and tiles. Oh no, it's okay. We'll sort it out, Quincy. We'll sort it out.
Quincy, do you even know what music is? It's like this rhythm in the air and you kind of move your body to it. It's really cool. Do you understand?
Sometimes you move in rhythm. Yeah.
Are you able?
He doesn't have that.
Yes, I'll let you know I'm a rather adept mover. And shaker, for that matter.
Ew, don't shake
Prove
it.
it.
Gross.
Prove it.
Okay, then I will.
Now.
Eris is just going to swivel their egg chair around so I can't see this because I'm
Quincy,
dying of secondhand embarrassment.
Quincy, give me a roll of your sexy. Just to see how alluring that dance was.
How many dice is that? 1 dice?
What, is your sexy
What's
one?
your sexy?
It is 1 dice.
Then it's 1 dice. You roll 1 dice.
Good.
That's a 1.
Yay!
Nobody actually watched. People just assumed you got up and you were having a stroke.
Of what?
Of the chair. As you stand up and you begin to gyrate and thrust at the egg chair, Quincy, all of you just hear the painting, just a lat slide again, and then there's a push of a button and a kind of a loud click and a clunk. And the room starts to shake. And Avery, Eris, and Carmen, you know that this is the transportation mechanism that's often used by Charles Angle's agencies, or the CA. Quincy, it sounds a little bit like something got stuck in the garbage composter in the sink, the disposal. It's very clunky, it's very rusty, it's very gnarly and metallic. And as you thrust and are looking a little confused as you dance, it suddenly goes from a dusty, moldy, completely cluttered office to the four of you standing on the edges of what kind of feels a bit like a desert, but like shop bought desert, as if the sand has been like moved from one area where it was needed and has now been transported here with possible ecological repercussions elsewhere. But who cares, because this is for a music festival. And in front of you, the four of you, well, Avery, Eris, and Carmen, you appear or manifest in this space, staring at a sign. At the sign, you see Quincy kind of half gyrating against it. Again, you're not sure.
Ain't no party like a Quincy Sheen party.
Ew, the more he moves, the more the
Never.
smell travels. Ew, Quincy, stop.
Never invite me to any one of those, please.
Directly in front of you, the sign reads Glaston, Nevada, 100 miles east.
No.
Oh my god, Charles cheaped out again. Fuck's sake.
But if you just turn your heads slightly to the left, behind you, you see a ringmail fence, and behind that, loads of different tents, some chilled out lo-fi indie folk jazz cafe cute meow mix music just sort of blaring, and there's a throng of people filling up this you think it's a vast wasteland. And Avery, you briefly remember seeing on your Arcane social media accounts that like the vibe this year was desert chic. And everybody is dressed like they've spent 40 days in the desert. There's
Quincy's dressed like a colonialist.
I was thinking more Bible.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness. Leave their ancient artifacts alone, Quincy.
There's a queue like half a mile long at the entrance, and the entrance is actually made up of a giant cat's head with its mouth open, and the eyes are going back and forth.
Ooh.
Can I be a bit of a weirdo? I mean, already, but can I pick up some sand,
Yep.
give it a sniff, and try to figure out where, like, which desert it's from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, if I don't get anything from the scent, I'll just like.
Okay.
What?
Give me a wizard roll, and you can add a
So that'll be
d6.
one die.
But you can add one extra d6 because of the taste test.
Okay. Ooh, that's an 8 combined dice, so it's a 2 and a 6.
Oh, the 6 is what you needed. It's not so much that so it's not just that you know exactly what desert this came from. This came from the Sweatback Desert, on the other side of Glaston, Nevada. It was shipped here approximately 14 hours ago, and the person who handled this particular batch of desert sand did so with their hands, and they had wizard Cheetos and a day-old tuna sandwich for lunch.
I'm gonna hold it out to Quincy and be like, "You left your dirt here."
Quincy takes it and says, "You're an insane person."
That's really rich coming from you.
Okay then.
As you're standing there debating the merits of Carmen's insanity, and she scrapes her tongue for any residue of sand, the four of you see the queue is only getting longer. Like it's a medley of ages and folk from across the realms. Ultra Mega Radical Totally Metal Laser Palooza 5000s is an interplanetary festival. So, like, the wizards of wizards attend this thing. And Avery, you find yourself standing there with a small manila envelope.
I rip it open.
Inside there are 4 slips of paper that read, I owe you 1 ticket to Ultra Mega Radical Totally Metal Laser Palooza 5000.
I'm going to turn my back on Quincy and just say, Quincy, it says here that Charles says you're going to buy our tickets for us.
I'm
Come on now.
out of cash. Honestly, I really don't have any money. That's why I've taken this job in the first place.
We
Oh
do-
my God, are
we
you for
don't
real?
need to pay for tickets. Just follow me.
Oh.
Eris is just going to walk, strut.
Excuse me. Sorry, excuse me. Dominatrix knockoff wannabe. Sorry, excuse me. There's a queue. Back at the queue. Back at the queue. Back at the queue.
Yes. Who did say that?
A half elf woman dressed head to toe in glitter and just tissue paper.
I'm going to. Okay, how in terms of height, where do we compare? Are we eye to eye?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to lean forward just a little bit and say, now, if you just wanted a true example of what I can do, all you had to do was ask. There was no reason to insult me to feed your tiny, tiny little ego.
She's already quivering.
And I'm going to be like, ooh, good. And I'm just going to keep walking.
Oh. She's quivering and confused.
As you should be.
As we follow, I'm gonna at the
She's quivering, confused, scared? Question mark. You're just gonna bypass the queue.
I'm going to go to the bouncer, but I'm going to make it look not like I'm just a giant fucking douchebag, but like we're a troupe of artists.
Okay.
So I want it to look like we're there with a purpose. We're not just trying to skip a fucking line.
Everybody's following along. Everyone's letting Eris lead the band.
Y'all shouldn't be doing this, but okay.
Eris is the lead singer, so yeah. Of course.
Yeah, Avery's gonna stand back a little bit behind them and just she's talking to someone. She's like, no, I can't do that. Oh my God, no, I can't do that. You reckon I could? No, I don't think I could. Do you think I could get her skin off in one go? Oh no, we can't do that. No, not right now. Later. Eris, wait up! And she's gonna run ahead and she's gonna just link Eris's arm and please be as far away from Quincy as possible.
Eris, your skin is in danger!
Not her skin I was after.
Eris is just going to stay in this persona while oh, why do they listen to me? Okay. Cool. Just you got this. Let's go.
The 4 of you sashay your way to the top of the line. It takes a bit of time, and there's grunting and guffawing and just utter annoyance from the vast majority of people that have shown up. And a few people cast the odd spark or shitty dig whisper spell at the 4 of you, but it just bounces off. You're Charles's angles, and you have to be here. As you make your way, Eris, leading your entourage behind you, you find yourselves at the front of the gate, directly under that the maw of that giant cat head, and beyond the entrance, you see all these different tents, huge stage areas, just sort of spanning as far as the eye can see. But standing right at the center of the entrance is a tiny little old lady who looks up with you behind 10-inch milk bottle glasses, and she just... Tickets?
I'm just gonna snort
I'll say we don't have tickets. We are performers.
uh, it's not that kind of festival, dearie. And she wipes the milk bottle glasses and then just stares at you, Eris.
I'm gonna say no, no. We know it's not, but we're supposed to be performing on one of the smaller stages. So we were told we didn't need tickets. We were
Oh.
told to arrive.
Oh, who told you
We-
that?
Some guy called Gavin.
Oh.
He called us when he booked us
Oh.
for the festival.
Oh, Gavin, give me a sexy roll.
Absolutely.
Come on, baby.
I've got 2 6s and a 4.
Okay.
The sexiest of the sexy.
Gavin's actually this lady's nephew. And she's constantly covering up for his mistakes. And she kind of looks you up and down, Eris. Well, if Gavin was the one that arranged all of this, I'm sure he didn't make a mistake and he didn't accidentally hire. That.
What do you mean?
I just mean this is a kid-friendly, family-oriented.
Listen, lady, just because we have a certain look does not mean we are kid-friendly and family-orientated. We do not curse before 9 p.m. We did not
Uh-oh.
reveal more than the standard amount of skin before
We've never
10
killed any children.
p.m. Exactly. And we have not committed any felonies, and we have never gotten convictions. So
We don't know that guy though, and I'm gonna point to Quincy.
Unfortunately, he is with us. He is our keyboardist.
Oh.
And I really do not appreciate being judged on my appearance. I would have expected better.
She's now just eyeballing Quincy and looking him up and down very,
Ooh.
very erotically.
If you want his number,
Keyboardist, you
do.
say?
yes, he's very, very dexterous.
Does he tinkle the ivories?
Oh, he will tinkle more than the
Ew.
ivories if you'd like, I'm sure. Now,
Does-
can you let us through?
Oh, anything from my new favorite fingerer of keys,
And your name is?
Doris,
Doris. I
head
will...
of security.
Perfect, Doris. Thank you. I will know exactly who to ask for when we're on our break.
Oh. And she takes a cigarette from behind her ear and just.
I'm gonna say you might want to keep some of that for later, yeah?
Oh.
Mm.
I have cigarettes. Don't you worry. And then she kind
Everywhere.
of everywhere.
You know, nature's pockets and all that.
Yeah.
Let's go.
As we leave, I just turn to Doris and I say, "I will finger you later." And I walk backwards.
No.
with finger guns.
Can I just grab?
like finger guns. I'm gonna finger
Oh
gun.
no!
Can I just hold on to the back of his shirt with my face with like dash into an intent and just drag him? Please.
So upset.
Can you give me a sexy, please, Quincy?
Who me?
Yes.
Isn't that a minus
please.
one?
I think Quincy should get an extra die because Doris likes him.
Not after
Yeah.
that, she doesn't.
Are you
My
sure?
cat
Are
is
you sure?
pooping in the litter
Does,
tray.
does Doris really have taste?
Let me mute.
Got a 4.
Oh.
Okay, not bad.
Oh. It worked. Doris pulls a cigarette out from behind her other ear and is
Oh.
now smoking 2 of them.
Oh God, Quincy! It seems like she has the lung capacity of a whale. Good luck to you, sir.
The 4 of you slip your way through the entrance of Ultra Mega Radical Totally Metal Laser Palooza 5000. When you cross the threshold, there is a bit of you can hear a bit of dismay and guffawing from the crowd that you leave behind outside that are still desperately waiting to get in.
I'm just gonna turn around and
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to.
Me and Carmen are on the same wavelength.
I'm going to blow a kiss with mine. You know, 'cause I'm classy.
But a classy one.
A classy middle finger.
As
There's just classy fingers everywhere.
there's just classy fingering everywhere. As you, as the four of you shimmy now, there's a throng of people, like more people than you can possibly imagine, except you, Avery, because you've been to one of these before, and when you look around, you spot a couple of things amongst the crowd. This isn't any of your first rodeos, except you, Quincy, and as it happens, you've never been to a rodeo either. But there's a couple of things, Avery, Eris, and Carmen, that ye spot, and the first is already sort of middle-aged, shuffling its way towards yourself as you see the stiff, rigid form of Sergeant Fitzbuggery, head of the wizard police, who doesn't like it when Charlie's Angles interfere in official wizard police business.
Is he hot?
Sexy.
Oh, God.
Important questions.
He is actually giving major sexy dad bod vibes.
Ooh, oh,
Ooh,
Like-
like Hopper.
He's a pure...
Yeah,
Yeah.
straight to things, Hopper.
Yes, he's
yeah.
a hopper. It's a full-on
Oh,
hopper
yeah.
moment.
Okay, I'm going to look at Eris and be like, I deserve this.
Oh my god,
I-
go. Do it for us.
While they're talking amongst themselves, Quincy Sheen is going to go, Fitzbuggery, my old pal.
Asshole.
Wait,
Asshole.
you know each other?
Oh,
Fitzbuggery and I go way back.
Professor Sheen, what are you doing here, lad?
Well, these bloody angles, each of them are as obtuse as the other.
Oh!
So, Charlie sent me to take care of them.
They're as convoluted and as awkward and as hypotenuses as an angle can go, Quincy.
Well, it's not nice to speak about people when they're right there. I know you think that we're idiots. However, we all have PhDs.
I still would.
Oh.
Shut up, Avery.
I have a question, actually.
Yep.
Like, DM question, because
Yep.
I guess that's what you are. You mentioned...
Whatever this is.
whatever shit show this is. Yeah, sure, okay.
No, but you did mention before the stream that any spell was possible.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. In the realm of your
so-
thing, yeah, go on.
So, like, could I try and cast Charm Person on this person?
Yeah, what's your
On
school?
Hopper?
Your school of magic is interdimensional portaling and stuff, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, give me a wizard roll. And you can add an extra d6 to it because you're doing something that you may or may not live to regret in 2 seconds, Carmen, but sure.
I just rolled 2 ones.
Oh,
Oh
wonderful.
my god.
Wonderful.
Oh wow.
Oh no.
Carmen, you focus on Sergeant Fitzbuggery, and you're tired of his bureaucratic bullshit police state inserting himself where the law doesn't belong. Defund the police now.
Aka.
Immediately.
And your first reaction is, you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna charm him. But you know, Carmen, that like your instant gag reflex is just like, no, I can't charm him. He's Fitzbuggery. He's gross and sweaty and sexy with his dad bod. But there's a version of you out there that would be able to flirt with him. And if you swapped places with that version of Carmen briefly, and you don't really like to let loosey goosey Carmen free every now and again because she flirts with everybody and everything. And you said it. I can't. And
I'm talking about myself. It's fine.
you dip behind the tent for a moment, and even though you begin to second guess it, you're like, no, hang on a second, I shouldn't do this. Loosey goosey Carmen is dangerous. Loosey goosey Carmen is good time, all round time, every time Carmen. But it's too late. because a portal opens behind you. Something grabs you by your hair buns and shoves you backwards. And Lucy
Fabulous.
Goosey Carmen has taken your place.
Yes!
That was such a sad meow.
She only speaks in sad meows. That's how she flirts.
Do I like if I am aware of all of this though?
Yes,
And,
you are.
like,
You'll
I
be able,
don't
you'll be able to
like-
come back. Yeah.
If I don't like Lucy Carmen, can I cast Fireball on myself?
Only if someone donates €25.
I tell you what, if we get a €5 donation, Lucy Goosey Carmen will instantly emulate, and Emily's Carmen will return.
Do Avery and Eris know Lucy Goosey Carmen?
They do. They don't like her, but she hasn't
Oh no,
appeared.
Avery loves her. Avery loves her.
Oh, Avery loves her. Okay.
Yeah.
But she hasn't actually appeared yet. This is all still happening. And Fitzbuggery is standing there in that weird sort of like, he's only like a special guest appearance every now and again in these random episodes. So he's just being very, very polite in the hope that the casting director will bring him back for like maybe his possible own spin-off shows. So he's just standing off to one side, eyeballing Eris Avery, while still kind of awkwardly shaking Quincy's hand.
We're not here to just get in your hair. We actually have a job to do, which is
Oh, there's always a job there, Eris, isn't it? There's always a job, and the three of you always find yourself completely making an absolute arse of it.
well, first of all, rude. Second of all, who taught you manners? And third of all, we and the four of us, you're being rude and dismissing our man here, Quincy Sheen. He is our keyboardist. And we're here to perform.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, so you're not here to completely make a tits above the mission and possibly endanger thousands of lives.
We are here to perform and do what we need to do to make sure that people have a great time.
Well,
And we don't need your negative energy sucking all the life out of an open
Eris,
field.
Eris,
Yeah.
I kind of like when he talks to me like that.
Jesus.
Avery, he's not supposed to know.
Maybe a little bit more. How much do you not like us?
Oh, well, I like you as much as I like a boil on me ass.
Oh, go on.
You're an inconvenience to him.
I like you as much as a stubbed toe and the paperwork that comes with the trio of yous.
And are you handing out any punishments?
Well, there'll be a hefty fine, and I'll be writing very strongly to the Minister of Arcane Arts and Shenanigery.
I think
my
she's
God.
thinking more corporal.
Oh,
I'll take anything.
Oh, there'll be plenty of corporal punishment as well.
Oh,
No, as in
Fitzbuggery, please. I will handle all corporal punishment with these ladies. Okay, I will handle this. There needs to be no paperwork given. I will deal with them.
ew, not you.
Oh,
Quiet, you.
you may not touch us.
I'm so confused.
Eris is
Did you just snort?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, there was no other response to that but a snort.
Eris is just saying to just
Fitzbuggery,
shut up.
as Eris says, we are here to play some music. As you know, I am School of Light, so they've hired me as a keyboardist, but also a visual effects assistant. As you know, with my light magic, I can create marvelous spectacles. So it's all part of the show. No need to worry whatsoever.
Oh, well, if that's what you're saying, Professor Sheen, then you're a very responsible man. You're a very responsible man.
To a fault.
It's been said about you lots of times in the club.
What club?
Don't tell anyone about the club. Don't tell anyone about the club.
No, what club?
Be quiet. No, don't worry about the club.
No, I'm gonna say what club? What club?
It's just the local discotheque now that Quincy and myself would frequent there of the weekends.
Oh my god.
Discotheque, as in
Le discotheque.
that disco. Yes.
No. Just the local dance hall now. The women are on one side, the men are on the other side. It's all very awkward. But Quincy here now has been able to put a few moves on.
Ew.
Oh, these.
The-
This sounds incredibly stiff and very normative.
There's an explosion behind the group. As someone has just donated $5 to save Carmen, literally called Save Carmen.
Fabulous.
And Carmen,
I did have something in mind, but that's fine. We're good. I'm back.
You loosey goosey Carmen emulates. You are returned to Charles Angle's office, and you're teleported back down to the plane of Glaston, Nevada. You have to make your way back in through security with Doris, who's very confused and still very horny.
I'll just be like,
Oh no!
Oh. Well, you send your dad back later on after the show.
Ew.
I mean, you can call him daddy if you want, but I certainly won't be.
You join Avery, Eris, and Quincy, who's doing Quincy, you're doing the heavy lifting here as it is for convincing Sergeant Fitzbuggery, the chief of Wizarding Police. Yeah, give me a sexy roll, I guess.
No.
While Quincy
No.
is doing this, could Eris, like on the low, kind of whisk up an illusion which would give us our own sort of like tent and our equipment, or to be able to perform and like somehow magically.
Are you doing a full-on gem and the holograms here?
Absolutely, and just like will somehow slot us into some sort of lineup somewhere.
Okay. So Quincy, while you're giving me a sexy roll, Eris, you give me a wizard roll.
Oh no.
That's not a good, nice face, Sam. How'd you do?
3.
Quincy, you're a good man. You're a good man, and you're only 6 months from retirement. I think it's best now that I stick to you like flies on shit.
Sorry now, Fitzbuggery. I'm terribly sorry, but you have embarrassed me now by telling everybody about the club.
Oh. Well, I assumed.
I think you've done enough damage as it is.
Oh.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm supposed to be respected by these ladies.
Oh! Avery's
Not
gonna
a
get
lady.
annoyed now. Avery's pissed off. She's impatient. She wants to get in there. It's boring in here. She's gonna stick her hand out and she's gonna just yank down, like she's pulling down on a zip. And you're just gonna see like this window, this like rift in space appear. And she's gonna walk up to it and she's gonna go, "Grande caramel frappuccino, please. Extra whip."
Give me a wizard roll while you're at it. While you squander your arcane talents to order a frappuccino.
I got
My
a
roll
2,
was
3,
a
and a
5.
5.
Okay, and Eris, you got a what?
5.
Okay. So, Eris, while you use your arcane arts for their intended purposes to aid and abet
Oh.
you on your missions,
Wait till
Avery,
you see.
you also use yours as they are intended, selfishly, and you
Yeah.
conjure a portal to the nearest spar schmucks. Your local spar schmucks.
Slash marks.
And
And it comes out
What
with
is this
Avery spelled
hell?
AVE or double E.
it comes out AVIARY in the hope that you actually take an Instagram picture of it and put it up on social media, thus giving them free
gotta-
advertising. Oh my
I put my
god,
hand
you
into my
guys, they
pocket.
misspell my name again.
I'm gonna put my hand in my pocket and take out like currency that people like no one recognizes it. And I'm just gonna count it out. And even though you don't recognize it, you know
Irish
I'm
punts.
giving them the exact change. I'd be like, "Oh, you took forever. I asked for extra whip." And she's gonna stick her hand in to the hole and pull out. And you're gonna see like this long whip. But like when you look at it, It's again like a little rift in space. Like when you look into it, you can see like galaxies swirling and like there's these fractals of light shining off of it. But if you look at it for too long, your brain hurts a little bit. So you can only look for a second. And she's gonna yank it out, zip the window back up, and whip it. Because she learned this from Eris. And she's gonna make dead eye contact with the sergeant and say, "You're gonna let us in now," while sucking on her frappuccino.
Okay. Are you being, I can't tell, sexy or battly?
Oh, a little bit of both, but I'll go with sexy because that's my highest, my higher one. She's gonna whip her rift whip.
I mean, what really matters is that I found it sexy. So
yes. Okay. You can give me a roll of your 3d6 plus, because you're caffeinated, you can add an extra d6.
Yes, I got 2 4s, a 6, and a 5.
Okay, that's perfect. That's all successes. Sergeant Fitzbuggery. Something is awoken in him, Avery, when you crack the whip at him. Inside Sergeant Fitzbuggery, there was a little bit of a sub. He didn't know it was there.
Oh.
But you've whipped a little crack in his armor.
Oh.
And there's a sub in there.
Oh.
And he likes it. I don't know why this game is getting
Meatball
very
marinara.
She was going at it from the wrong angle.
Sorry, Geek Chic Tea in chat. Lord, it's a bottom.
oh god,
He's doing it wrong all along. Turn those.
we are not doing the
tables,
mission.
bitch.
We are just trying to seduce everyone.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's happening.
So, Sergeant, what's gonna happen now?
And he goes bright red. And years in Catholic wizard school just well up inside him, and he's torn. He's conflicted.
Oh, sure he is.
And he lets out a little and she shrieks and runs away.
Oh,
Oh my God, Eris! Thank you for the lessons. It works so well.
I'm going to look at Avery and be like, I'm so proud. And then I'm going to kind of have a little sniff of the air and see if I can smell a sudden smell based on that sound that he made before fleeing the scene of the crime.
Oh,
Yes, you're thinking what I'm thinking.
A wizard roll, I guess. This is a very heavy, sexy game.
Avery's first dom. How did she do?
That was a 4, solid 4.
It's exactly what you thought it was, Eris. Lynx Africa.
And I'm gonna turn to Avery and be like, it's a bottom.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
You know,
Let's find him later and just. Yeah.
you can find him later.
Oh, okay.
Quincy, you have an extra boost of confidence donated by Louise. So you're.
He needs it. He needs it.
That little.
Oh, Quincy.
As the head of wizard police makes his shrieked excuses and flees the scene, the four of you are standing there, and Eris, you are standing in front of an illusionary tent. Oh, it wasn't an illusion. You just summoned all this stuff through.
Hyperdimensional.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
is.
bullshit.
You've stolen the tent from pop rock Celtic band Me As Well 4.
Okay. Yeah. Not stolen. Borrowing.
Yeah, acquired.
We'll give it back.
The four of you slip into the tent, and when you do, again you see a bunch of equipment just lying around the place. A couple of roadies as well who are like, "Huh? Well, if it's paying." and are still kind of busily kind of preparing the equipment and doing kind of sound checks and stuff like that. When as you're trying to kind of figure out what the next step is, I mean, Charles never said whether you had to, perform. You just had to get backstage. There's a rapping at your tent. As much as one can knock on a tent flap.
I thought someone actually was like outside spinning some beats. Like,
Kanye, slightly northwest, is outside. There's just a.
no.
Beg your pardon.
Yes.
Who in the 15 realms are the four of you?
We are the Funky Angles.
The tent opens, and standing there, this
It's so bad.
magnificent sunglass angel with a rather fashionable head wrap, dungarees with one buckle done, and a ripped sleeveless t-shirt that says "Got milk?" Printed in thick black letters on it, steps forward, all 5, 6 of them, and you don't know where to look because he's just magnificent. Well, I don't have the four of you on my list.
We should be on the list. We were called personally.
Oh, where are you now?
Yes, and I'm going to see if I can telepathically snatch the information of his name from his head.
Give me. So you're going to try and portal the thoughts from his brain into your own brain. Give. Okay, give me a wizard roll.
I fucking love this. This is great.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh, no.
You try. You get actually most of his first year in high school. But as it happens, none of those memories actually mention his name.
Yeah, so I'm just going to say, like we ended up like having this really long talk, and we kind of like shared some weird trauma about high school together. I'm really sorry. I'm terrible with names, but usually once I get talking to a person again, I tend to get the feeling, and I'm pretty sure you were this person.
Eris?
Oh.
Yes,
It's me.
you.
E.
Oh God.
E guy.
Hey. It's been a while. How are you?
He goes to answer, and then there's just kind of a crackling of like radio static, and he kind of just holds up. Sorry, and over his finely waxed ears, you just see an earpiece sitting in, and there's just kind of that buzzing sound, and you just hear Mr. E Guy to the main stage, Mr. E Guy to the main stage. Eris, look. Yeah, high school was pretty traumatic.
Yeah, it was terrible. Like, I was terrible. And like talking to you the other day was really, thank you for letting me apologize after all these years. I was a fucking bitch.
Give me a sexy roll.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Because I think you're being deceptive. Obviously, you never went to high school with this guy. You're just
That is a 5, 4, and a 1. Like, I want to pour as much shame into this as I possibly can. Like, fake shame, because realistically, I don't feel none.
It's okay. I forgive you.
And that means so much to me. Thank you.
This is so fucking hot.
Oh, Avery, you can kiss somebody later.
I will say I'm positively turgid, but we do have a job to do.
What the hell does that mean?
Just gonna like put a single finger up to Quincy's lips and just be like, shh.
Oh.
How about after Ultra Mega Radical Totally Metal Laser Palooza 5000, we get a coffee?
Are we talking like a coffee or are we talking a coffee?
I'm talking you,
Oh.
me, a bag of beans.
Earth.
Freshly ground, air pressed, bone china
Are
cups.
you talking artisanal, hand roasted coffee made by you yourself?
I'll roast them, but you can pour.
You must remember that I have such a heavy hand, Eguy.
Oh, I remember Eris. But I like a full cup.
You always did.
For anybody in chat traumatized by T and I, a helpline will flash at the very.
Yes, it's awful.
If anyone has been affected by this episode, we will leave a helpline at the end of.
I'm so happy I have a therapy session soon.
I gotta go, Eris. There's a problem at the main stage, but maybe we can brew on that later.
Absolutely. I look forward to the first sip.
You gotta let that savor on your
You
tongue.
know.
And he just slips out of the tent.
And Eris is going to turn around and like everybody's gonna see that they're like throat looks really oddly defined right now as they are holding down the rankest wretch of their life. And they're just like he can't find me again this entire weekend.
I don't know, that sounded pretty cool.
Oh.
I'm about to bust.
No.
And as he says that, his dicky bow's spinning around.
Well, if you need to relieve some tension, that woman at the gate, she's still sucking down on some cigarettes.
Doris, Gavin's grandmother, do not forget that. We have to keep a track of all of these lies we've told us. The entire thread will unravel.
As you've managed to convince the organizer of the festival that you are here to actually perform, and he runs off to deal with some issue at the main stage, the four of you have kind of gathered under your tent, under your space, which is actually right beside the main entrance and nowhere near any of the main music stages.
It's right beside the toilet.
It's right beside, yes, it's right beside the Portaloos. What are the four of you doing at this exact moment? Carmen?
Just gonna look at this group of people. I can't call them friends. Because I'm so disturbed. I'm just gonna be like, so like, are we gonna play in this thing, or are we gonna lock Quincy in the car park, or are we gonna go backstage?
Lock him in the car.
Why are you so keen to get me to the car park?
No reason. Do you have like more friends you can call? Ring?
Yes.
I have my mother and several aunts.
What about all your friends from the discotheque?
Don't speak of the discotheque.
Too late. Discotheque.
Ah!
Avery, what are you up to?
This is so fucking boring, guys. Come on. And she's just gonna whip out of the tent and look for the nearest exciting thing that she can go to.
It's not so much the most exciting thing, but it is the closest thing. Avery, you spy. I mean, it's right beside the entrance. Everyone's just walking past it. It's a very weird. It's one of those like animatronic animal puppet show things where they play music, but like standing at the front of it is a very strange gentleman. He's dressed like a wizard.
Okay.
But in that wizards don't wear that. That's just I mean, he's wearing long ropes, a big pointy hat, slightly flopped to one side. He's got a long white beard, big bushy white eyebrows. All of it looks like he's trying too hard to look like a wizard.
Is he culturally appropriating wizards?
No, because he actually is a wizard.
Is it like the guys that dress up as like Native Americans at festivals? It's
Oh,
like
no.
very problematic.
He's not problematic. He's just sad.
Okay.
She'll look over at him and just be like, will we go to him? I mean, he's kind of boring. What do you think? Okay, we'll go.
Oh.
And she's gonna walk over. She wasn't talking to you.
You approach the setup, and it is very much an off-brand pizza parlor mid-90s animatronic puppet show fiasco. And there's like all the animals are dressed like 90s rappers and hip-hop people, but white hip-hop people from that. Like we're talking Vanilla Ice.
I like how you emphasize the H in white.
White.
You kind of have to.
Whiter than a bowl of rice.
And they immediately, the animatronics kind of half come to life, and it's a very like and like a few of them are like spin those beats, DJ.
No.
And standing off to the side, arms folded. Well, you can tell because his robes are crisscrossed. A sign just descends.
Oh my god.
And you see Off-Brand Entertainment LLC presents Wizard
Oh.
and the
What?
Posse.
No.
And this ancient, decrepit, wizard-looking fellow just starts laying down some beats, about an annual seasonal holiday that he wishes it could be every single day of the year.
And what does that rap sound like, Declan? Sorry.
Yeah, if you could, I need to live in this moment and
yeah,
like
well,
really getting
I
character.
Yeah,
I
paint
can't
the picture, paint the
it.
picture,
I can't
paint the
picture
picture.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting, because we're actually about to go on break. We're about to go on
Well,
break.
then that will be some great, like, take us into the break music.
It would
Yeah.
be, or it would be if we come back and we've got another €50 in donations. I might rap a version of that.
Oh, please.
But we'll see how chat gets on in the
Okay.
€50, and
Okay.
Come
I'll
on.
desperately attempt to rap my way through.
Can you put the cloak back
Cut to
on to do
commercial.
it?
Cut to commercial.
Yes, I'll have to, because I'll have to hide my fucking shame.
No, you can't hide that, honey. I'm so sorry.
For €100, I won't rap, and I promise you, I won't rap. I donate €100. I don't have to rap. €50.
No, I reckon €100, you rap and like dance as well simultaneously.
Oh,
And
God.
on that wonderful note, everybody, before anybody
The
gets any
internet is
additional
dead.
ideas, we are taking a quick break. We will be back momentarily, and until then, see you
Busy
soon.
donating here.
on that wonderful note.
Oh,
You
drinking
are-
so much juice, guys.
So much juice.
So much juice.
You
never
so
have the
hydrated.
bones.
Can you tell?
Getting juicy goosey.
That's the song that we should perform is Lizzo Juice. That's the song.
Oh, yes.
Ah.
We are back. We've been back for about 8 seconds. And this is D8 Dungeon Drive 22.
22.
I've forgotten what year it is. That's how much
Got
juice I've had. We are playing Ultra Mega Radical Totally Metal Laser Palooza 5000. A one shot based on based on Grant Howitt's. Again, a little too much juice by the end of the night. Based on Grant Howitt's Sexy Battle Wizards.
Is it a one shot or is it a future anthology series? Like what?
Charlie's Angles coming to Bravo TV. Repeated on Dave. We are picking up where we left off with Avery heading over to a very weird, if not slightly erotic, animatronic puppet rap show with a live wizard who's breaking down his lead hit number one single. I wish it could be that annual seasonal holiday every time of the year.
Okay.
The puppets are rapping and like white people twerking. The wizard, who has introduced himself as MC Wizard, is like really vibing with a very empty crowd, bar you, Avery. Nobody is paying him any attention. And where you're kind of standing, people are assuming that you are part of the show, Avery, and your street cred is going down.
Okay. Can you just stop? Can you stop all of this, please?
No.
It's disgusting. Just let's stop that, please.
Why you gotta be harshing on my vibes?
Don't make me ask again.
You're just like them bureaucrats from the festival. You don't know real talent when you see it.
Oh my god, I can't do it. No, I can't do that. I can't do that? Are you for real? I can't. Oh my god, I don't know. Sorry, just one second. I really don't think that's a good idea. You really want me to try that? For Cassandra, oh my god, for fuck's sake. Okay. I already asked 3 times. Now, this ends now. And she's going to attempt to transfer him from, because she's into hyperdimensional splendor, she's going to try and change him from having 3 dimensions to having 76.
Oh no.
And oh my god, one time I saw like this hypercube that had like 70,000 dimensions and I went like blind for 3 days. So she has like a lot of knowledge about dimensions. So I think I should get an extra die in my roll.
But no one donated for that to happen, so that's not how that works.
There's
I would
someone
give
there
her
called
one
Fiona
less
that
dice
donated.
for asking.
Someone called Fiona donated $10.
Oh, $10. Oh, so if you
I
want
would like to give her an extra dice because Sam spoke and
Okay.
I didn't like it.
He spoke over me actually. Yeah, he spoke over me.
Again,
Yeah.
he's here because he's specific for a very, very powerful audience. Okay.
I'm just gonna roll my
You can
4
roll your
dice.
dice, yeah.
Yeah, he's here to symbolize the voiceless. We get it.
Yeah.
I got a 4, a 5, a 2, and a 3.
Okay. You concentrate on Wizard like very very intensely. And as you do, you start to see him from all sides now. Up and down. Beyond and behind. In and yang. It's very convoluted when you start dealing with all this extra dimensional stuff. It's like someone tried to cram the Argos catalog into the side of your head, and you were trying to recall every single page at one moment. And that's actually the vibe you leave Wizard with when you transcend his physical and metaphysical state into Was it
You can
seven?
be part of
76.
hyperdimensional space. 76.
He becomes a 76-sided entity that is just utterly and totally hell-bent on being noticed.
Oh no.
Cassandra, I told you that was a bad idea. Look at it. Look what we've done now. Let's just walk away. Okay, I'm just gonna walk away now. Pretend that's not that. Eris, I don't know what's going on out here. Can you try and sort this out, please?
Eris is going to like slowly peek their head out of the tent. Like, why am I being called?
This. What is this?
You pop your head out of the tent, Eris, to see an abomination against all that is good and holy and right with the universe in all dimensions on stage, and next to it, a 76-sided dimensional being.
Don't look for too long, Eris. Don't look for too long.
Oh, Avery, again, you have to stop doing this at every inconvenience.
But I keep getting more dimensions every time. It's kind of exciting.
I know. It's like a cute little pet project, like a chia pet, or blinging your jeans. But you can't keep doing this every time. Do you know how messy this gets?
I know, but come on. Look how cool he looks. I did that.
Yeah, but we're here on a mission. Now they're going to be snooping around. You know these dimension police. They're always sticking their nose in our business, and now we have like an extra 75 right
Okay,
here
Mark.
on a single stage. All of those people are gonna go blind within hours. Like,
While they're arguing, I'm gonna look at Quincy and just say, "You smell like moss."
Yes, I do. Why not? Yes, I smell like moss. And again, you continue to be an insane person. Again, I would like to remind everybody that we have a job to do. And with that, Quincy's going to cast a spell to just make the 76-sided feckin' thing invisible. Because I'm from the School of Light, so I'm just going to bend light around all 76 sides of it and just make it invisible.
so you're not gonna fix him. You're just gonna make him impervious.
You're gonna do what we all do in real life, which is pretend our problems don't exist.
Yeah, just
Exactly.
Give me.
Oh gosh, this really has been a
fit
therapy
in-
session.
just wow.
Sorry, what time is it? And how much liqueur did you put in that coffee? Quincy, give me a.
You don't know.
It's juice.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, juice. Liqueur juice. Give me a wizard roll, please, Quincy.
A 4, a 3, and a 3.
Okay, the 4 is what you needed. Yeah, it just disappears.
Can I use my wild magic?
No,
Yeah.
you cashed in €5
magic.
of that already,
Wild
so
magic.
you've got a
Wild
€5
magic.
confidence
Okay,
left.
hold on. I'm gonna add more money. I'm gonna make him wild magic. You're not fucking up what I did, bastard. How dare you? Don't you dare do that.
I'm rolling
And
in
it's
a-
all in
trying
the
to
name of
unfuck-
charity.
It's all in the
trying
name
to
of charity,
unfuck your
yes.
fuck up. I'm trying to unfuck your fuck up. And now you're gonna fuck the unfucked fuck.
Hold on, I'm just leaving a smart
And
comment.
now
on
we're
my
all
donation there.
fucked.
Just hold on there now a
You're
second.
gonna fuck that.
I'll wait patiently here as the
Yeah, just hold
orchestrator
on
of
Is
there.
this
that Quincy speaking or Sam? I'm scared.
Hey.
Yeah, is that how Quincy's actually gonna pop off on Avery? So I
Guys,
think
Yeah, just have a look there. There's a bit of a donation there. Yeah.
We'll wait for it to be verified. Thank you.
Yeah, if everyone watching the stream would just like to wait while Fiona puts a
€10 into
Okay,
win the game.
I wrote don't start on my Quincy. That was meant to be don't start on me, Quincy. Don't start on my Quincy.
Okay. We're gonna roll your D100 just to see what happens. We're gonna throw
Yeah.
some dice.
Don't you fuck up my horrific multi-dimensional creature.
fuck up.
And that is 21. Okay. I feel like a really shitty bingo caller. Oh boy. There's Mr. Howard. Okay. Just pretend I didn't notice that.
sorry, Grant. I just turned a wizard into a 76 dimensional being, and now Quincy is trying to fuck that up.
Oh.
So I'm making
A
him
being or a
fuck up.
being?
Being.
I tell you what, because it's according to the table, creatures have disadvantage on saving throws against the next spell you cast in the next minute. So you rolled, I think it was a 3 and a 3 and a 4.
Mm-hmm.
So that 4 becomes a 3 as well, Quincy. But instead of the shape, what are you, my bank? I wish.
Oh,
Instead of the 76-sided dimensional entity that was Wizard going invisible, you've become invisible.
Yay! He's finally fucking gone. Let's go. And I'm gonna just drag Carmen and Eris the fuck away from Quincy, wherever he was.
But he just no. He's just invisible. He's still there.
I can still
Just
smell him.
invisible.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna reach out
sorry,
and try to.
I'd like to point out that Avery, Eris, and Carmen, as interdimensional witches, you can still see Quincy. He's you can see
Oh,
through.
right. Never mind. I stop what I'm doing immediately.
You have touched his left boob.
Oh.
Ooh,
Oh no!
not my booby.
Eris is going to
It
just
still smells like moss.
Eris is going to stop and just look at Quincy and say, "Never say that word ever again. You are not allowed to say booby."
I'm terribly sorry. I'm terribly sorry. Oh, you've touched my diddy.
No, you cannot say any sort of variation of diddy, booby, tata, whatever. You can only stick to the correct biological term.
Chesticles.
No, mammary glands. Get with the program.
Yes, yes, of course. Terribly sorry.
Bum bum bum. Would Charlie's funky angles please make their way to the main stage? Paging Charlie's funky angles to the main stage.
I'm gonna go. Except for Quincy, who should be in the car park.
Eris is going to suddenly just kind of like get really pale and look at the others with this like, I didn't actually think it would get this far, so I don't know what I'm doing right now.
Me either, T, but let's keep going.
We're trying to not wake up the big angry beast.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to just go and grab my guitar from the case, and I know this is technically somebody else's equipment, so I'm going to be smart enough to change the look of everybody's instruments, so it doesn't look like we just lifted somebody else's.
Okay, give me a roll of your wizard roll, because you pulled out a guitar and like scratched into. I am not a musician, so I'm just saying the belly of the guitar.
5. The best!
Can you tell I grew up sheltered? Can you tell that?
Wow.
There's you just see mono.
Mono!
Yeah.
Mono. I rolled a 5.
That's a kissing disease.
Hey Quincy, carry my drum set.
No.
Yes, actually, Zooked Boy has it correct. It's actually referred to as the little tummy wum of the guitar. It's the tummy wum. The guitar is the tummy wum.
As the coolest member of the band, Avery's gonna pick up the bass.
Quincy, grab my drums.
I'm invisible to everybody except for the
dimensional
angry.
witches, yes, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
It'll look really cool. Do it.
Oh, just
No,
float.
It's going to freak everybody out. There's already a drum kit
No,
on
it'll
stage.
just look cool.
That's a practice drum kit. There's a drum kit on stage. All the bands play the one drum kit.
Oh my god, he's not able
Oh,
to
yeah.
lift it. How embarrassing.
Yeah, are you like really weak?
Yes.
No.
Give me a sexy roll,
Okay.
Quincy, for that lie.
Oh.
Wait, I am. So you're saying I am strong?
No,
I'm just waiting for Quincy and Carmen to
I
kiss.
just kind of
Make
want
their
you to
dreams
just
come true.
humiliate yourself. So that's what I'm going for.
4.
Yeah, you feebly try to lift the symbols. Aha. And I swear I'm actually a half decent DM most of the time.
You just drank so much juice.
Just had a little bit of juice.
Too much juice.
And yeah, Quincy, it's just your noodle arms. Your noodle arms are barely able, like your hand, you know, your palms are sweaty. Mom's
My knees
symbols
weak.
Are yeah.
Mom spaghetti.
Mom spaghetti.
Your mom's spaghetti is just rumbling in your
Tummy
Belly.
tummy womb.
Some vomit on your sweater, perhaps.
And yeah, you can't get a good grip on the symbols. And Carmen,
I'm gonna
you,
be like, Quincy, what are you doing?
you
That's
lose a bit of
someone else's
respect for
drum
him.
set.
It's not just
You
embarrassing.
can't take someone else's drum set.
I didn't touch your drum set.
Ew! Don't touch our drum set.
I was
What are you
watching
doing?
Cops.
Oh, okay.
Quick, we have to hurry.
Quickly.
Fitzbuggery is coming.
Fuckery is going.
No, there's gonna be a drum set on stage. We don't even need that one. I don't know what you're doing. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Carmen, I want to be perfectly clear when I say this. I hate you. I hate you. I don't like you in the slightest.
I'm gonna walk up to him
Oh,
and I'm just gonna go
oh.
and like Simba.
Eris is just going to take this in and just go, the disrespect.
I thought it was kind of hot.
You think everything is hot, Avery. You need to get that looked at.
I need to turn this heater off because I'm getting flushed.
yeah, the heater, Carmen. Yeah, the heater.
The heater, yeah. Right in the fanny.
You, the four of you make your way, rather narratively rushed by
Was my licking not sexy?
It was too sexy. It was too sexy for this stream. Catch it later on OnlyBans. You make your way through the crowds, and people are like, "Oh my god!" Like Charlie's funky angle. Oh, what the hell? And then there's a few like hipster-looking types going like, "Yeah, I've heard of them. I went to like one of their underground gigs. Yeah, it was very exclusive. You wouldn't know them. That yeah. They're on my top of
I'm gonna like look at the most obnoxious looking indie kid that says that, and I'm gonna be like, "You weren't there."
I mean, of course I wasn't there. But like I heard it on a mixtape that was
No, you didn't.
recorded from the bathrooms of the
You did
truck
not.
stop next door to the venue where
No.
you guys recorded. And I bought that bootleg on Craig's list of things.
You did not even try.
And
I'm gonna be
uploaded
like-
it to YouTube.
You boob.
You weren't there. You're not
And you-
cool enough to like us.
The four of you shuffle your way through the crowd. People are like, they don't want to touch you because they're afraid they're gonna like catch
Go on,
whatever the
Kate.
four of you have. And you make your way up to the main stage, and Ultra Mega Radical Totally Metal Laser Palooza 5000 has drawn record numbers this year.
Oh no.
Record numbers. There's over 18 people in the crowd watching you, judging you. And as you make your way up the wooden steps up to the stage, and you kind of drift backstage, you see a big door that says, "Warning, don't enter. Plot device contained within." And standing rather sternly outside, square-jawed and mean-looking, you see Mr. E. Guy talking to a 76-sided dimensional being. and there seems to be some sort of argument when 18 people just start shouting. Well, shouting is a strong word. And 18 is a big number. One person in the crowd is just going, funky Anglais, funky Anglais. I'm being paid, funky Anglais. Hype up the crowd, funky Anglais. I guess. Yeah.
Eris, there he is. Go talk to him.
And a very anxious looking dwarven woman, like just arms outstretched and wide, is just like, on stage, the four of you now. You're already 18 minutes late. The live stream started. It's just they're just very angry in the comments. If you could just move.
I will say,
It's been
I
very
am
inappropriate. It's been very inappropriate for most of this. If you could just move your way onto stage, your instruments are all set up. We've got the tummy wum guitar all strung. We've got the cymbals for the drums. We've got the box. The keyboard came in. Off you go. And she's just gesturing at the four of you to make your way to the stage.
Oh my god, this is our moment.
I'm gonna say I'm still invisible, so I'm actually not gonna go on stage.
Okay. Actually, I'm actually invisible.
Whatever you know.
And while so I'm gonna go to Quincy while Avery, Eris, and Carmen, the dimensional witches slash Charlie's funky angles, are ushered onto stage by this poor woman who is clearly in need of a holiday and a union break. Just ushering the three of them onto stage and towards their instruments. I we're at $785. If we could make it to $800, that's 80% of the way towards our goal on the first night. And I think Eris and Avery and Carmen for $15. I mean, they'd want to hate charity to not do it for that's like $5 each. And
or they'd want to be sober.
Or they'd want to be sober and have their dignity. And none of these three have dignity. So
oh my god.
I think we could get a $15 donation, or $5 or $1 donations would equally would be great. But Quincy, while we wait for chat to emotionally be manipulated by me to donate money to charity, what are you doing? Which is what we've all really been here to watch.
I want to follow the cables from the sound system to the power sources. I want to start actually playing the game for what it was intended to be.
You feel.
This has been so sexy. How dare you say such
I am the least sexiest person in this group, okay? I need to do something that I'm good at.
Being a nerd.
Yeah.
We're just a cover.
I reckon, yeah. Quincy, give me a wizard check. While Avery, Eris, and Carmen do a quick sound check, check to see that their tummy wums and their guitars are warmed up, and so on and so forth. You give me a wizard check there.
I got 2 5s and 1 3.
Could you keep talking, Sam, for 5 seconds while I try to figure out a way to donate another $15?
So basically,
just so I can get,
because I've got a wizard level of 3, so I got to roll 3 die, and then if you
amazing
get, 6,
system from
it's
Grant Howard. Yeah, it's
good.
very simple. Yeah,
It's fantastic. I do really like Grant Howard. I'm really, I feel really lucky to have this opportunity to ruin this beautiful game that he's played.
Again, we like to say play the game. We're playing the game. We're not ruining it. It just
Yeah,
happens to be
yeah.
ruined because Fiona's in the stream.
system and turning it into a farce.
Yeah. So basically what I've done is I've rolled 2 5s and a 3, which basically means that I'm very good at the game.
Except when you're trying to be sexy, you're shit at that.
Sorry,
Sorry, I mean Quincy is shit. Quincy is shit.
You smell like moss.
Again, Quincy's not. Come on now, Emily. It's Quincy. Okay. Quincy smells like moss.
Again, okay. So I've just given $5, because can't. Like, I mean, for the love of God, I have a mortgage to pay. And I don't think I gave all my money to charity because me and my friends were stupid playing a D&D game. Not a D&D, a TTRPG game on the internet is a valid excuse. So I've given 5. If anybody else is out there feeling generous enough to give another 10. I think we're short. No, we're not short 15. We're not short $15 to get us to. Nope, I can't do math. $10. We're short $10 because I can't.
Are you okay? Hey, are you all right?
Yeah, no, I'm
Is
good.
that wrap a bit too tight on your head? Is it?
I think that invisibility spell is wearing off there, Quincy. I think you might have to go back on stage.
Please no.
What did you get on your wizard roll? Sorry.
2 5s and a 3.
Okay. The cables that you track from the backstage area, funnily enough, they lead to that door that says "huge plot device" written over the top of it. And you see Mystery Guy and the 76-sided dimensional being that was Wizard standing there arguing. In what you believe they might be arguing.
Okay. I am going to place my hand against the lock of the door. I'm assuming it's locked. Let me just try the handle first.
It's locked. It's locked. It's locked. The door's locked. I've locked it now.
Open. It's funnier if it's open. It's funnier if it's just open.
I mean, who says? My
Okay. I put my hand against the lock of the door, and I sort of burn an intense light that's just going to melt the mechanism of the door lock.
Give me a wizard roll, and because you've given me that, and thank you so much to Louise who pushed us over into the $800 in like we're only 1 day into the charity stream, and that's amazing. So thank you so much. And Quincy, as you roll, and that $10, Louise, I think that might also be a wild magic roll as well while we're at it. So you let me know whenever you want, Louise, to cast some wild magic into all of this. But Quincy, how'd you get in your wizard roll?
I got a 4, a 5, and a 6.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You don't just melt the lock. You melt the goddamn door.
Yeah.
Because you're the brains of this operation. And
The man.
You're the man.
Mm.
You're the
Wow.
cis hetero male
Who smells
Coming to
like
save the day.
coming to save the day.
All these damsels in distress.
If we make it to 1,000 by the end of the stream, I will kill Quincy.
I feel like you promised a rap before the singing was promised, so I feel like you have to pay that first.
We didn't make the $50 though in that 15-minute break, but we did make the $15 for. See, I'm 50. Y'all 3 are 15.
Yeah, but we
so
didn't agree to that. You just
take
kind of
us
made
away,
it up.
Eris.
Huh? What? What's happening now?
Apparently
Come on,
you're
guys,
singing.
it's for charity.
Yeah, it's
It's
a
a
charity.
charity.
Yeah, the 3 of
Did
you.
we, did we decide on a song?
I believe you did.
I think we did. Yeah, I think it was some maybe cakes.
Yeah. Bit of a time.
Carmen's just gonna like count everyone in. She's gonna be like tapping her drumsticks and like 1, 2, 7, go.
Baby cake. You just don't know,
She's just
no.
gonna-
How I was like, no. And I just want you to know that.
Woo!
You can
Funky
take it
angles.
step by step because I'm not something you own. Baby cake, you just don't know, no. How I like it down low. And I just want you to know if you don't let it grow. Take it step by step because I'm not something you own. And done.
Yeah!
And
Yeah,
now Fiona has to do it, and
a
Emily
lot
has
of
to do
money.
it. It was €5 for each person.
No.
Remember?
No.
I thought that was it, wasn't it,
No.
Declan?
I
Uh,
said over 50
Declan, do you remember how they were
words.
trying to pressure you into rapping? And I didn't
Oh.
really like that either.
Oh yeah.
But And then you said it for 15. You said you said it was €5 each, wasn't it? And then we got
No.
that. So
Yeah.
No,
Well,
I
but
said
to be
over
fair,
50 words.
Carmen did count us in. That was part of the performance.
And I played the drums consistently that entire time.
I mean, they were silent drums, like a silent H. But Eris and Carmen, I think, have performed. Avery, what did you bring to that performance? What?
Okay.
I mean,
This
if
is
your
Avery's
mic was-
dream.
Dancing.
It's her dream to be on stage. She wants
Okay.
everyone looking at her. She wants everyone to notice her. And then she gets up there, bass in hand, coolest instrument, and looks out at the crowd, the huge crowd of 18 people.
It's actually gone up to 22 because of that performance.
Oh my god. And she just panics. She panics. She freezes.
No,
She freezes.
No, don't do that.
And she
There's
kinda
a
goes,
there's a question from chat. Sorry, Avery, just before you break into your performance. How much to hear Quincy's tight 5-minute open mic routine?
€2.
€2.
I mean, it's for
22,
charity.
22.
I think the Wild Magic has been requested also.
$200.
Yes.
Oh my god.
No.
Avery, go on. Hit us with your performance, and I'll roll for Wild Magic.
Okay. She can't perform. She's frozen.
Oh.
And then she looks out at the crowd of 22 and she goes, I just wish you guys were, oh my god, everywhere, anywhere else but here. And she's just going to make them go everywhere all at once. She's going to disperse them everywhere.
No.
That actually happens, but I'm even going to make a roll for it because the panic, Avery, that you feel, just it wells up inside you, deep inside you, and much like the fireball that you self-immolated with a couple of hours ago, you just throw your hands out because that's how you play the bass. You just throw your hands out.
I don't even touch the bass.
You don't even touch the bass. And when you do, the audience of 22 vanishes. They are dispersed. But in their place, the magic gets a bit warped. And 22 angels, sexy angels, are now hovering midair, looking down on just you. And these are the angels of bass.
Oh.
And they've been summoned to hear Avery make the bass sexy again.
Ace of base.
Yeah, it's the Avery of bass.
Ace of
I mean, that doesn't have the acery of bass. There we go. Yeah, I got there in the end. I got there. So, the crowd is dispersed, but you see this choir of angel bass players all looking down on you, judging you. Give me a sexy roll.
Oh my goodness. What's my sexy? 2.
I want like the scene from Scott Pilgrim when it's like doom, doom,
Black
doom,
Sheep.
doom,
That's what I was
doom, doom,
thinking.
doom.
I'm
Yeah.
channeling Black Sheep.
I actually know that song on bass.
Oh.
I got a 3 and a 5.
Well, it doesn't actually work with baby cakes, so the choir of angels is very confused because Avery's playing the bass line to Black Sheep.
How much to make her stop?
€22 actually, as it happens. I love how the bass would do at one point.
That's my hyper-dimensional bass. That's what it sounds like.
Oh, that's what
You know,
bass
you hear it
sounds
on
like.
so many frequencies. You know, it
yeah.
just muddies,
Oh my god.
it muddies the sound.
Yeah,
The-
he's so
the
dogs,
judgmental. He doesn't
cats.
understand. He doesn't understand how it works.
What the fuck?
Embarrassing.
Google Meet capitalized subs. You have now. And with that, the crowd of 20 people, the angels,
Yes.
they're impressed.
Oh, fuck.
They've rediscovered a passion for bass that they're
Hyperdimensional bass.
hyperdimensional bass. They're going to talk
Yes.
about for at least 3 hours after the
Oh,
concert.
fuck yeah. Okay.
And like that one person who was hyping you all up is now like when you disperse them, they're now outside the main stage area flogging t-shirts for Charles's
Angles.
Funky Angles. But they're off-brand, they're unlicensed, and they're not approved.
And if you wear them, you'll get a rash.
Yes, if you wear them, you get a rash. They're fruit
They
of...
smell like vinegar.
They smell like vinegar, and they're from Fruit of the Boom.
No.
Oh my god, guys, we've done it.
And we did it all without Quincy.
The ground starts shaking
Uh-oh.
violently.
We're here for a thing.
I
We're
think
here
we did a thing that we weren't meant to do.
as part of the thing. So we need to find Quincy. So he's probably doing what we're supposed to be doing because we were good teammates and we gave him a really good distraction so he could do what he needed to do because, we acknowledge that he's the brain of the
Totally.
organization. So Eris is just going to go on this really long-winded, like, fucking bullshitting tirade. So, yeah.
And while she's doing that, I'm going to stop the behemoth.
On stage. I'd now like to present Charlie's Funky Angles TED Talk. Here's why
Beat Quincy.
Quincy sucks.
Led by Carmen.
Oh my god, excuse me, we've got a donation there from a James. A James has donated $15 and said, as part of my donation, can you put back on the robe, Declan?
I was hoping chat wouldn't recognize.
That's what chat wants. That's what they want. James specifically. Whoever that mysterious James is.
That's
Thank you,
interesting.
Mystery James.
Mystery James. I wonder if that's the same Mystery James that I'm recording Romancing the Dungeon with on Sunday. That'll be remembered.
Smells like a rat.
That smells like a filthy rat. Cloak.
Somebody might
Cloak.
lose some kneecaps.
Okay, I'm gonna wear it slightly Phantom of
Oh my god,
The
Declan,
opera.
stop.
Ultra
I can really
Mega
get so
Mega
turned on.
Radical. Totally.
Can you make a
metal.
sexy roll, Declan?
Yes, please.
Oh, can I make a oh wait, I actually have dice. Can I make a sexy roll? I think I
just
put
one
all my
dice.
sexy
One.
into the one. Okay. Okay, well I'll tell you what. Just because I don't want you all calling me out in chat for being a liar. I'm gonna that's a selfie I was taking. And it wasn't sexy. I'm gonna roll and then I'm going
On
to
camera is never kind.
that was a 2. Much like in real life, that was a 2.
Oh.
So apparently this look is not sexy. But Quincy, I digress. You have I would say that very seriously with my cloak on now. You have found yourself standing in the stairwell of the backstage main console area of Ultra Mega Radical Totally Metal Laser Palooza 5000. There are signs everywhere saying staff only.
Oh. He's not staff.
No, but he is invisible. Just like minimum wage workers.
Fuck.
In a capitalist regime. I'm just saying.
Oh.
The cloak makes me espout radical thoughts.
Eat the rich.
Eat the... well. Anyway,
They
Quincy,
don't taste very good though.
No.
from where you find yourself situated, that argument, it spilled out into a bit of a scuffle. And the 76-sided dimensional being that was Wizard, now completely and totally overwhelmed with a sense of needing to be noticed, some might even say attention seeking, has gone berserk. Pushed over the edge by Charles's Funky Angle's latest performance to a crowd, a bustling crowd of somewhere between 80 to 22 people, sent it into a jealous rage. And the animatronic white rappers / woodland critters that accompanied Wizard have gone berserk and are now attempting to storm the stage.
Oh my god.
What are you doing?
Eris is going to try and hold one of them at least.
Okay.
Actually, no. Eris is going to cast like some sort of like a vocal shockwave.
Oh.
Okay. Eris, you're going to try and portal a vocal shockwave from some dimension. Okay, that's fine. Avery?
She's gonna unzip a little rift in space again, jam her hand through, and it will appear beside one of the other creatures, and she's gonna try and like rip out its insides.
Okie dokie.
Mm-hmm.
And Carmen?
I am going to use my wonderful Rift Fist that I have yet to use. So I'm going to summon like a giant pink fist that's like huge out of some sort. And
Phrasing.
I'm just going to literally
Pound them with your
punch
fist.
everyone off the stage.
Okay.
Like,
Okay, we're going to try and summon a giant pink fist to pound the stage. Quincy?
I'm just fisting everyone.
Okay, Carmen's fisting.
Can I use my fist to stop the fist?
Well, you're already attempting to portal a shockwave, so you give me a so
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Eris, Avery, and Carmen, give me wizard rolls. Carmen, because you're using a weapon, you get to add a d6. Quincy, what are you doing?
I will descend down the stairs.
Okay,
Are there stairs?
into the staff-only area of Ultra Mega Reticle Totally Metal Laser Palooza 5000's hidden backstage area.
Oh, you naughty boy.
Yes. Mm.
Okay, no one
I'm not
sees you because
scared.
you're invisible. And you're
It's
Quincy.
just like high school.
You actually see a couple of people you went to high school with, and they're all still joking about you.
Oh,
Oh,
oh my
Quinn.
god, he smells like moss.
do you remember that guy we went to high school with that smelled like moss and used to hang out in the car
Old
park
Mossman.
with his aunts? Quincy the
Mossman
Moss
Sheen.
Sheen. Eris, what did you get in your wizard roll?
I'm trying not to laugh right now.
Okay,
I got a 5.
you got a 5. Okay,
Yeah.
Avery.
4, 5, and 6, baby.
Okay, a 6 to pull the guts out of the thing, and Carmen.
I got a 1 and a 6.
Okay, so, okay, Eris.
Oh
From-
no, exactly.
From some hyperdimensional space where a dungeon master has lost their shit because for the umpteenth time the players have gone completely off script, you draw on the negative energy of their vocal anguish and you portal it through interplanetary space. And when the scream breaks the sound barrier, it explodes through your portal and it blasts a couple of these animatronic hip-hop artists off the stage. And at that exact same moment, a large pink fist just manifests in the air, gives like a peace sign that's kind of kawaii at the same time.
Cute.
Yeah, but then flips off the crowd of 18 to 22 people and then pounds the stage, grinding several of the animatronics into dust.
Oh.
And Avery, you spy one of the animatronics. You spy this particularly... It kind of catches your eye because you're not quite sure. That fox was kind of sexy. Kind of a sexy animatronic fox. And you don't like how that makes you feel.
Oh no.
And you rip open a rift in front of you, reach inside, and you pull out the animatronic heart of a hip-hop fox and crush it.
Last time I got Cassandra a heart, it was missing its left ventricle, and she just went off on me. So she better like this one.
What?
The rest, Eris and Carmen, both of you hear at that moment a slightly muffled. The mailbox that you've attempted to leave a voicemail on is full. Please stop calling, you desperate wannabe. The animatronic robots
Is
have been.
that it? That's the end of the adventure. Thanks for tuning in.
The animatronic
Oh my god. The animatronic fiends have been vanquished
have been vanquished
by the hyperdimensional bitches.
by we were dimension witches, but sure, okay. Quincy, you have made it the whole way downstairs, passing teachers, classmates, several custodial staff, all of whom you went to high school with, who are now also working part-time here at Ultra Mega Radical Totally Metal Laser Palooza 5000, all of whom happen to be talking about you, and just what a weirdo you were in high school, and the various sense of moss that you gave off throughout the day. But you find yourself
He's like a walking terrarium.
but like off-brand.
Off-brand terrarium, because there's so many on-brand terrariums.
He's like a terrarium from Deals versus a terrarium from Woody's. The terrarium made
He's
out
a
of
wish.
like just
He's a wish
roadside
terrarium.
moss.
Sorry, Zugboy just said in chat, the big humid head
I
on him.
didn't quite think this would catch on.
Middle aisle terrarium.
It's just dirt. There's no plants in
just
it.
dirt.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you have to
the
find
terrarium
your
that
own
looks very
homegrown moss.
dry. Very dry. You have to like spritz it for a couple of weeks before it turns green. Like
Oh god.
You have
It's fine.
desperately made your way downstairs, and
Did
you're
you mention you were desperate?
and you have found yourself outside the another door that says Concert Control Center.
Right. Do you know what? I'll check the lock again. I'll just see if it's open. or
It
not.
doesn't. It's not even locked because there was a lock upstairs. And why would you double lock?
Why? I go in. I go in.
you brush past in, and there's just a gnome half asleep. I mean, there's now 17 to 22 possible people in the crowd, and their job at security is fairly, it's fairly light at this stage.
Right. And you said it's a control room, so is there just like a turn off the behemoth button or what?
There's a big button that says don't unplug this plug. It's for the sound system, and there won't be any Ultra Mega Radical Totally Metal Laser Palooza 5000 if you unplug this plug.
But it's a button.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, no, I'll unplug
But
that.
it's one of those weird buttons that you have to push and unplug at the same time. It's to confuse children.
It's got a safety lock.
I'll give it a push and then I'll pull it back out again. I'll squeeze the sides just for good measure as well.
Give me a battle roll, Quincy.
Oh my god. 4 and 5.
Oh. That
Hi, Quincy.
strangely enough, Quincy, while you may lack the muscular capacity to carry symbols, you are, however, adept at child-proof locks. What with your teeny little brag?
One of his fingers, remember?
Quite dexterous.
A call back to earlier on. Doris is going to
yes.
have a great night.
Fingering off a lifetime.
You managed to
But
both-
actually not.
The old shocker.
Jesus Christ. you managed to push and pull at the same time, and the lock on the plug button device pops, and you pull the plug free, and the sound system for Ultra Mega Radical Totally Metal Laser Palooza 5000 has been unplugged. The ground is The ground is still shaking.
We did
Still
it.
shaking.
I'm fresh out of ideas.
I tried unplugging it.
I only had one type of idea. You can't do this, Quincy.
Let's just,
I'll wake up the gnome. I'll wake up the gnome.
No, Doris. I've told you. I'm not into pecking. Now.
Prince William.
Yes, we here at D8 Dungeon are quite topical in our references.
We don't kink shame here.
And we're not kink shaming either.
Or Prince Shame.
Or Prince
Oh,
shaming.
I thought you said King Shame.
Oh, boy. What happened to my life?
You shrug him on the shoulder. You're still invisible, mind you, Quincy.
I say, "Ooh, where's the bloody behemoth?" Ooh.
What?
I slap him.
Oh.
Give me a battle roll.
A 1 and a 4.
Yeah, you just invisibly strike the gnome, who's already quite terrified by the ghostly sounds that you're making, asking where the bloody behemoth is, and now you've hit him.
A manky, wet plant slap.
No.
The behemoth. I don't know. Oh, ancient spectral ghosts that have awakened from their cursed slumber, I guess. I'm only security, and I'm not paid to know things.
I'm fresh out of ideas.
And on that
Where
note,
the fuck is Quincy?
we'll cut to
Where the
Eris,
fuck has he gone?
Avery, and Carmen.
Can I
this.
see the car park from here?
Yes, conveniently, Carmen, the car park is located right next to the main stage for the drive-in part of the concert.
So I'm gonna look out and see if I can see Quincy.
You don't
And,
see Quincy, but you see several elderly women all gathered in a minibus.
Oh no.
Ew,
Those are
they're
my
waiting
aunts.
for him. Gross.
I'm gonna be like, well, they had a good life.
What are you gonna do to them?
Fix them again.
He's gonna send me off.
This giant fist that I guess is just hanging around, being like,
A fist.
I'm gonna reposition the fist to stop. To
Crush the bus full of elderly people.
no,
You're
it
doing
will
nothing
turn
wrong.
into a palm. I'm just gonna push the bus out of the way,
Aw.
and then I'm gonna place the hand flat along the ground where I can assume maybe the behemoth will come out of, and just hold down. Prevent it.
What makes you so confident it's going to come out of that one area?
No.
Narratively,
sitting
what could
next to
happen?
It's sitting next to the stage. It's a big open area. There's some innocent old ladies there. I told Quincy to go there a bunch of times. It's definitely evil.
The pink fist, after dismantling several automaton animatronic woodland critters, gently whisks its way towards the van, and the elderly women are quite flummoxed. But then they remember that Quincy's quite an eccentric sort and attracts some very interesting people, and it slightly just nudges the van backwards a little bit into a prime spot, and the fist waits further instruction.
Oh my god.
Eris and Avery, there is no sign of Quincy.
And is
The ground is still shaking. Yeah.
And is there any cracks, prominent cracks or anything appearing?
There's several prominent cracks appearing. So much so.
In the plot line, mostly.
So much so that there's one giant crack under the foot of a winged angel who looks at you, Avery, clutching the tummy wum of his bass guitar. Avery, I am
Oh,
Devon
oh
of
No.
the Boom Boom Warriors.
oh, okay.
Your sick tunage and
Oh.
riffing bass line.
Oh,
No, Avery, I'm not into you. It has awoken, or it has begun to awoken. Awoken. I'm not sure what it is. Either way,
we just like come on, just what?
Come on, Angel, spit it out.
Can Eris just have an aneurysm just all day?
either way, Avery, you and your dimensional witches,
Mm.
your mad tunes
Oh,
have stirred the behemoth.
oh.
It
Is that a
shall
bad
awaken.
thing?
No, not
Okay,
that's not a good thing, Avery.
Okay,
That's,
sorry.
that's a bad thing. I would like to redirect your attention to the first page of the script, where you were tasked by Charles to stop the awakening of the behemoth.
Okay. So Devon, any hints on what we could do maybe?
Maybe if you went down to Quincy, who's downstairs.
Did you smell him? He smells like moss.
He has mossy overtones.
Oh.
But I find if you just light some-
Undertones.
No overtones, definitely
No, under, no,
no. There's
no, it's
an,
under the tone of 1 Million by Paco Rabanne. And Jupe.
Okay.
From Mix Africa.
Okay, so
I
we go
hate
to
this
Quincy.
place.
We go to Quincy, and then what do we
you deal with the behemoth that's about to wake up and kill everybody.
do? But why do we
Period.
have to go to Quincy? Can I just stay here?
Well, no,
Quincy! Quincy!
there's
And
no.
like, can I just open? I'm just gonna open. She's gonna just open a door beside her.
Give me a
and
wizard roll.
yank-
Give me a wizard roll.
Yank Quincy. You didn't let me finish my sentence. I just said yank Quincy.
Yes.
Yank Quincy out.
Yeah.
Yank with a Y. With a Y.
Yes, but it's
I
still a
got 3 4s.
okay. You open a portal on stage and pull. We just have fish don't have fingers joining us at a very opportune moment. You pull Quincy out of the control room. And as you do, the nerdy little professor is he's just yanked out of the control room, finds himself on stage, and the ground splits open. And you just hear from beneath the crack in the ground. One more tune.
No.
One more tune. Bellowing from beneath the earth's surface.
Quincy, he wants a song. Off you go.
Sorry, what?
Sing the piece of song.
I couldn't possibly. I'm invisible.
We've already done our part. It's
It's
your
Your
turn.
turn now.
It's beginning to look a lot like the apocalypse. Everywhere I go, I am missing my mother and father. I couldn't be any harder. And then another rhyme with that.
Oh, no.
I'm not sure if that was wizard battle or sexy.
While I roll for that.
I don't know.
I'm
Roll
just gonna go-
everything. Roll it all.
Just give him 6. Just give him 6. No.
I reckon that was pretty sexy.
I'm also casting a light show.
It
Oh.
was
Hologram
something.
light show
It
as
was
well.
something.
Oh, okay. All right. So soft mood lighting, just kind of flickering. Okay.
Hot.
Give me a wizard roll.
Yeah.
So
Right.
and we're going to say that the light show is refracting from your crystal bow. So you can add
2
another.
4s and a 3.
Okay. I mean, it's a fairly kind of mediocre closer to Ultra Mega Radical Totally Metal Laser Palooza 5000. But somehow, and you're not sure, Quincy, if it was the dulcet tones of your voice or the panic from the audience, even the seasonal vibe that you went with, the tune that you pulled out of your behind. Perhaps it was the soft mood lighting that refracted from the crystal bow tied a little too tightly around your neck. But whatever it was, it bored the fuck out of the behemoth. So much so that it went back to sleep.
I'm gonna walk up to Quincy and I'm gonna be like, "You smell like moss," and then I'm gonna grab his face and give him the biggest, wettest, sexiest kiss of his life.
Hey!
Quincy, do you consent to the kiss?
Yeah, why not?
Quincy consents. Carmen, give me a sexy roll.
Sure. Why not?
Can this be such an awful? Can this be like a washing machine situation at a house party where
I'd like to point out that the Moobot just went, "We are D8Dungeon, an Irish group of podcasters and streamers." I mean, what a wrong time to do advertising.
That's a 5.
Yo!
Quincy, your moss is damp.
Ooh,
Yeah, that kiss from Carmen stirs your mossy loins. And
humidity.
as you...
What am I going to say to Doris?
Doris
no
assumes
no
Carmen's
fingers
in
for
on it.
you.
Yeah, Doris doesn't want your mouth.
As I like pull away from that kiss, I'm gonna just look him dead in the eye and just be like, "I like moss."
And with that, there's a very weird...
He's invisible.
No crap.
off clap from the 17 to 22 possible people in the audience who don't really know what's happened. And Charlie's Angles, as a portal opens up on stage and you are summoned back to the office to be debriefed by Charles.
Whoa. Debriefed?
Yeah.
Not in that way. You two can do that alone in your private quarters, please, for the love of God.
Avery, Eris, and Carmen, though Quincy Sheen is a bit of a square, moss grows everywhere. And he's grown a little bit on your heart.
Ew.
And the camera slowly zooms in on the four of you as you find yourselves sitting in Charles's office. And an intercom buzzes and crackles with a "Good morning, Angles."
Good morning,
Morning,
Charles.
Charles.
Oh my God, never
Hi.
on time. Stop it. Stop it.
We leave Charles's funky ankles and Quincy there. And this fiasco was Ultra Mega Radical Totally Metal Laser Palooza 5000, a sexy battle wizards game
So
featuring.
sexy.
So I mean, there was a couple of times there where I thought we were going to have to put an R rating.
Oh.
Featuring T as Eris, the leather-bound dominatrix.
Right.
Fiona as the highly caffeinated, possibly now diabetic Avery. Sam as the illustrious and now damp moss Quincy.
Oh.
And Emily, that's a really big pink fist Carmen.
Ooh!
It's okay. Quincy and I will explore that later.
behind closed doors and multiple dimensions away, please.
Oh my god, I'm gonna be watching.
Of
I've
course you
unfortunately been Declan, the possible dungeon master behind all of this. And do have a look for Sexy Battle Wizards online. You can pick it up on itch. It's a really, really fun system just for chaos like this. This is D8 Dungeon Drive 2022, and we are raising money for Planned Parenthood. We are $815 closer to our
Wow.
$1,000 goal. And this is only day 1 of 2. So we have 4 games taking place tomorrow, starting at 12 o'clock, which is at GMT +1, or 12 o'clock Irish Standard Time. Starting at 12 with Ripples in the Water, a Monster of the Week game run by the Philippa Mort. You don't want to miss that at all. At 3:15, Amber from D8 Dungeon, who plays Hephaestus, is running a game of Brundlewood Bay called Dad Overboard, which I've heard is a sequel to her Luge Grannies game from last year. So if you enjoyed Filthy Grannies last year, you'll love Filthy Grannies this year, I guess. Unless
Filthier.
Filthier Grannies. At 3:15 on a Saturday. At 6:30, we've Wild 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 Space, a D&D 5e game run by Ben from Penny Dragon Games, also Spongin Master on Twitter and Owlbear Press. And at 9:45 tomorrow, Portrait of a Lady, D&D 5e by Dave from Penny Dragon Games, taking place here on Twitch. And our goal is $1,000. We would absolutely love to reach that goal tomorrow, and then beat the living daylights out of it and support reproductive rights for everybody. Our chosen charity this year is Planned Parenthood, and while reproductive rights in Ireland isn't exactly perfect right now, given the news coming from the United States over the last couple of weeks, we wanted to throw our support behind our friends and followers in the US. So if possible, give what you can. If you're not in a position to donate this time around, don't worry about it. We would appreciate a like or a share on your social media channels to help spread the word about the event that we're organizing. Those games kick off tomorrow at 12 o'clock here on twitch.tv/D8Dungeon. A big thank you to Ben and Neil for DMing the first 2 games today as part of D8 Dungeon Drive 2022. Their players and everybody who watched along for the last couple of hours. You folks are awesome. We raised $815 in 9 hours. So tomorrow there's 12 hours. I can't do math. So that's a lot of money.
Same.
So it would be phenomenal to reach 1,000. I've promised the gang at Rise of the Forsaken and Romance in the Dungeon that if we hit $2,000, both teams get to level up again. Yay! I don't want that to happen. In the same way, I didn't want
charity.
to wear a cloak.
He hates charity.
I didn't want to wear a cloak because apparently I hate charity, and also because my house is very, very warm. So, and I've worn this thing for most of this game, and it is disgusting and will need to be burned.
That is horrid. That's a gift.
I know. Thank you, Emily.
Be grateful.
I know. He's just disgusting, isn't he?
And on that note, we are going to actually. I'll go around. Emily, give us a shout out because I'm a huge sucker. For
you guys are Dave Dungeon. Like, you shout yourself out. No, I'm joking.
Tell us a little bit about who you are and where we can find out more about you.
Well, it's 9:30 a.m. on a Saturday.
And your postal code?
That's probably on the internet somewhere. I would never want to watch me again after this, but if for some reason you watched me talk about moss and make Quincy feel weird, and you want to see more, you can in a Little Dungeons and Dragons stream, where a bunch of us from Australia sit in a room and pretend like we know how to play the game. We are called Fate's Grip. You can find us on twitch.tv/VeniceElder. Otherwise, on all other social media as Fate's Grip. But thank you for having me. It's an absolute honor to actually be amongst some really fucking cool people, but also like for a very good cause as well. So thank you so much for having me.
Yay!
Not at all. It's such a blast. I'm obsessed with you guys at Fate's Grip. There's like a cast member or several of you that I have a crush on. And for
let's
$50
explore that.
more, I will.
No, let's explore this.
But for $1,000,
I will fly to Australia and
For
declare my love.
$10, he won't fly.
Yeah, no, that's $2,000. I won't fly. Sam.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell people where they can find you, or?
Yeah. I'm Sam. I'm Nate on Romancing the Dungeon on the podcast. You can find me at the Salty Salmon on most social medias. That's SAMMON, not SALMON. And then also, I just want to throw it out there. Our podcast did get nominated for Best Fiction at the Irish Podcast Awards, and there is a Listener's Choice Award. So if you guys want to vote for that, that would be cool AF. And I will also say, if we do win the Listener's Choice Awards, I've only announced this now, I will get a tattoo of the Greasy Peanut.
Oh, Jesus.
We all want to see that.
Yeah.
don't promise tattoos on streams.
No,
I
I'm doing it.
Great script tattoo.
I will get a Greasy Peanut tattoo if we win the Listener's Choice Award
Where
at
will
the
you get it,
Irish Podcast
Sam?
Awards.
We get
Where
to,
will you
chat
go?
gets to choose. Chat gets to choose.
Near,
Not on the
near,
face, not
near
the
a
face.
peanut. Near a
Not the
peanut.
face of the
On the
hand.
what?
Near a peanut or on a peanut.
You want him to get the peanut on his peanut.
Yeah.
On that
Okay.
note, Fiona, where can we find you?
Nowhere, I want you to. I'm on Rise of the
$4.99 a
Forsaken.
month.
That stream that we do sometimes. It's great fun. That's where I am. You can watch more of me because I'm sure you want to.
I mean, do we? Do we?
I don't
Of course,
know.
always.
Thanks, T. My
T?
only fan.
Well, I'm T. You can find me on the Fey Earth podcast, spelled FEY, as well as Saving Grace with D8Dungeon, and playing as part of the Brown Cloaks with Ben. So Sponge. What was it?
Dungeon Master.
Sponge Master. Thank you. Man, I cannot remember the way I used to. I am getting old. But yes.
All
So
that juice.
Yeah, it's all that juice. Everyone knows that.
I thought the juice was supposed to be good, antioxidants and all that. But
Mm.
anywho, you can find me on all three of those, and they're all wonderful, wonderful people, and they have such great casts. And I'm always delighted to get a chance to play in one of these games, and hopefully, mentally sabotage somebody.
Mainly Declan.
We'll see.
Thank you, Declan, for a wonderful game as always.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Yeah, thanks everybody thanks to Emily, Sam, Fiona, and T for playing and joining me this evening. As Sam pointed out, one of the shows that I run has been nominated for an award. So occasionally I can do these things well. But you will find me online at Dova Queen. That's Queen with 2 3s. Just to be confusing. Instead of E's, there's 3s. So I am a professional. I've had an absolute blast today. I really, really have. I love playing tabletop role playing games. I love telling stories. I love hanging out with friends. I have 4, as you can see, unlike Quincy. And
You don't smell like moss either.
and I don't,
Oh.
but I do smell like Cape from Wish. Today has been such a phenomenal day. And I'm delighted to be able to help be a part of all this. So thank you to everybody in chat.
Oh yeah.
I will literally give you €50 to not.
Hey, you're right, Fiona.
It's already done.
Oh, that feels.
I was so worried for a second.
feels
All I
so
heard
good.
was, "Oh
This one's
yeah."
stuck in my hair. This one's gone. Oh, it's in my hair. Oh, it's in my hair. Oh, now we're okay.
I'm
All
gonna.
for charity, folks. It's all for charity.
I don't know whether I'm disturbed or aroused.
I think
I
you
am
can be
very
both.
much both.
Oh, let me get this one. Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
While I
Ooh,
figure out how
you
to get
know,
away
you remind me
from
of-
food,
End it.
You
Yeah.
remind me of Gold Member in Austin Powers. He's just so gross.
Oh, the skin.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
leave it.
I love gold.
I'm going to cut the feed now. For fear of
Oh
outcomes.
yeah.
We will see you tomorrow at 12 p.m. GMT +1 or 12 p.m. Irish Standard Time for Ripples in the Water by Philip and Mort.
Yay.
Have a wonderful night or whatever time of the day it is wherever you are. We will see you
my
tomorrow.
forehead.
We have to break $1,000 tomorrow. We are $185 short of our goal. We can do that. We have 4 games tomorrow. We will see you then. Have a wonderful night. Hope you don't have nightmares. So sorry if you do.
Hope you do.
You can find
Yes.
Avery at Tread Softly on Twitter and give out to her.
I
See
hope
you
I'm in your
all
dreams.
very, very, very soon. Maybe Avery
I love
more
you.
than sooner.
Don't